Hello and welcome everyone. Day number 2 of the PMCI Grand Finals. We're talking $1,000 on the line. We're talking 14 squads in the lobby getting ready. If you weren't here yesterday, I'm going to be one of the 2 voices you're hearing tonight. Enigma joined alongside me again is going to be the GOAT herself, Bella Fox Gaming, which we got to make note of it real quick. We ended the night yesterday. You said you're wearing the Bape outfit, and I'm not seeing it on broadcast here, Bella.
Brother, oh my God. You can't remind me about these things live. You gotta send me a message beforehand. All right, how about...
Come on.
I'll wait for the finals. Finals, Bape outfit
finals? Tomorrow then.
Promise. Well, finals.
Okay.
Final day of the finals.
Finals. So these 2 days don't matter then, is what you're saying?
These are like pre-baby finals. Those are major ending finals. Grand finale.
Okay.
Grand finale.
The finale. Okay, well, I'm expecting the confetti as well with it since you have so much time to get ready. But for the most part, these players, they've been getting ready the last 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks of qualifiers led up to yesterday, today, and tomorrow for the grand finals. Let's actually take a look real quick at what these teams are fighting for. I mentioned that $1,000 up for grabs for these people. We're talking first place, $500 on the line. Second place nets you $300, and then third gets you $200. So if you're wanting to be in the green zone, Bella, you got to finish top 3 here.
Absolutely. And who doesn't want to be in the green zone? It's almost Christmas time, and a little bit of extra money can go a long way for buying yourself something nice. So top 3 it is. That's the goal for these ladies.
Yeah, I mean, the goal I gotta make mention, I feel you're one of those people that puts up the Christmas decorations before Halloween ends, so we'll have to make note of that later on, maybe even a house check off broadcast. But for the most part, comes into the map order. Let's take a look at it real quick where these players are going to be fighting it out over the next. We saw it yesterday, same as today. Erangel, Miramar, Rondo, then finishing it off with the Erangel, Miramars, which you were sad not to see Sanok up here, Bella. Luckily for me, I'm the fan of Rondo. I want to see it, and we only get to see one of it today. But on to the next thing. They're actually kind of referencing us in our ears, telling us to go through it a little bit faster. Let's bring up the overalls. This is the main focal point we want to look at today, right? What the performance was yesterday. First place, the team that had the most bonus points coming into Bella. The only team essentially on this left page not having a win under their belt.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, that got them to exactly where they are, but from here on out, they're gonna need to start securing chicken dinners if they want to stay on top. Those bonus points can only carry them so far, and we're at that point now. So I'm looking for Luna Esports to put up some big numbers today.
Yeah, and for the most part, Luna Esports, I believe one of their players actually being one of the star players coming into it. A lot of these teams having those sort of standout players. Nicole on one of these rosters popping off. A lot of these other people being able to really reference their names. And I do believe we actually have the stat lines for a lot of these players when it comes to just the top fraggers. One of the players, they will be Nicole on Luna Esports, as well as 2 of the Panther players. I believe both of those, or at least all 3 of those people, Bella, being in the top 2 range on the leaderboard. So I'm interested in seeing which of these squads really be able to perform well today. But unfortunately, we won't be able to look at that head-to-head just yet. We'll bring it back after game number 1. But we're going into the first game here, Bella. Erangel, what are we looking at here?
We're looking at a Millie playing path, the best playing path I could ever see. I love Millie. I love this playing path. I'm excited to see who drops off here. Yesterday, the only team that got off here was X-Force. So I am curious, and it already looks like we're seeing some people get out a little bit more. But as we can see, X-Force is starting to move off into there. If they're alone today, I'm not sure, because this is even more south than it was yesterday.
Yeah, and I feel yesterday we saw only X-Force was the team on the Southern Island. No one else even opted to go Novo. I'm surprised we didn't see teams really doing their homework and opting to maybe take a secondary drop like we've seen in other events and tournaments. Maybe it's just that second day jitters coming in, not feeling too confident, or at least trying to hedge their bets on their primary drop spot if it is in range. And well, for the west side of the map, it looks like that's going to be the congestion point for a lot of these teams. I do believe, though, yesterday we saw a little bit of a hot drop going on towards that shelter area. I don't remember which 2 teams, but we didn't get predictions going, Bella. Game 1, who are you feeling to take it here?
I am feeling Dior Esports. I'm just going to go with Dior right out of the gate. What about you, Enigma?
You're taking 3rd place. I think I'm going to take the Panthers. A 2nd place squad. They had a win yesterday, which, by the way, both of our picks, they're in 2nd and 3rd right now. low bonus point tallies. Your team actually only came in here with 1 bonus point, being able to be just 2 points behind first place after 5 games. So I feel you and I, yesterday we made a little bit more of a far-fetched pick on our winner chicken dinner squads, but I feel I got a good feeling this game, and unfortunately for the teams that have a good feeling, it definitely means they're getting cast or cursed.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I kind of feel bad about picking teams at all. Like, I'm apologizing ahead of time, ladies. If things go south for Dior Esports, I'm sorry right now. I'm already sorry. Oh my goodness, man. could be bad news.
Well, luckily for a lot of these teams, they were able to have a little bit of a good night's rest, a little bit of a breather. They didn't have so strong of a performance as they wanted to yesterday. Hopefully they were able to kind of collect themselves and bring it into here tonight, because every match matters. Even though it's just 1 Rondo played, you've got 2 Erangels, 2 Miramars that have to get played out. A lot of stuff on the line in terms of that $1,000, as well as obviously just those bragging rights and everything that comes along with winning tournaments. But if you were to win the tournament, Bella, would you be talking smack to other teams? Give it to me straight here.
Listen, I don't think I could, I have a little bit of toxicity in me. I play it off like I don't. Like, listen, I've got a, what do we call that? Reputation to uphold. But okay. I'm not gonna lie. My chat and my community knows that when I chew gum, this crazy toxic lady comes out. It's insane. Yeah, dude. Like when things are going south. Yeah, I know, right? Gum of all things. But for some reason, when I start chewing gum, the toxicity level goes through the roof, cranks it up about 1,000, and I start laying out people flat, man. So I would chew a little bit of gum and then put everybody in their place.
See, that's a little scary. Now, yeah, I feel it's just that Thai food from yesterday you were talking about. Maybe it's just upsetting your stomach or something. You don't realize it yet until you start chewing gum, but for the most part, I don't get that feeling, to say the least. But hey, whatever works. I mean, especially if you're in these sort of situations, I feel if you're in this sort of competitive spectrum, right, you've got to have a bit of a bit of weight on your shoulders to really be able to kind of throw around and say, hey, I want to be the best. I think I'm the best, and I want to prove that I'm the best in the lobby. And for a lot of these teams, especially yesterday, with how close the leaderboard was when we took a quick glance at it, that top 6 range was essentially 7-point spread or so. So the cannibalism almost is only really the word I can think of. When it's one team winning, another team wants to step up and say, hey, we can do that just as well. And well, yesterday I felt we saw, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Bella, I feel we saw 2 or 3 games where the winning squad had essentially over 20 total points out of just one match.
Yeah, not only that, but their damage range numbers were well up over 2,000.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, it was absolutely, they were wilding yesterday. It was impressive to watch. I'm hoping to see the same turnouts. But additionally, I'm hoping that some of those teams that were more at the bottom of the leaderboard went back, did some VOD reviews, said, what can we do differently? I'm noticing right now that Burn in Silence, who was in 14th place coming into today, actually opted to drop military. So they've already changed things from yesterday. I'm not sure where they dropped off yesterday, but I know it wasn't Millie because Force Fem was the only team there. So they've already shown that they went back, they did some VOD review, and they're coming out a different team today. So looking to see what kind of some of these, one of the bottom teams can come up and show today.
Yeah, and I feel the bottom teams especially, you've got a lot to prove, especially if you're Katch Esports being on that right page. Most bonus points out of those bottom 7 teams, so 6 total for them. They were able to perform well in the qualifiers, unfortunately not during the finals day number 1. But today, it would be kind of crazy for us to see, Bella. I know we said it at the start of the show, 5 wins onto 5 different teams. If we saw it where we said, hey, let's take out maybe even new Moon Esports and Luna Esports, the 1st place and the 7th place team. I want to see all the wins in this bottom 7 squads. Phyra IXIA, Goexia, Katch Esports, Stellaris, Serenity, BIS, as well as Nina Esports. If we could have all 5 of those, or all 5 wins being onto one of those 7 squads here, I mean, the leaderboard itself would look phenomenal going into tomorrow, because obviously some of these teams, they want to lead, right, though? They want to be in 1st place with points, but you and I don't want that. We don't want it to be a blowout. We want it to be going into the last game tomorrow, 2 or 3 point spread between 5 squads on battling it out for the $500. And the only way I feel we're going to see that is if one of these bottom teams, or if not all the bottom teams, perform like we saw the top teams yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking for. The most exciting possible end of this tournament that we could come up with. And what better way to get that done is if all the bottom teams take a W today and then their numbers move up. And now suddenly it's a close race and anybody can win it going into the final day. That would be amazing. 100%. It also looks like potentially that Phyra IXIA is getting a drive-by. Did they notice? Nope. Maybe?
Oh.
Must not have been what I thought I saw. My bad on that.
Just the wind. Oh no, it looks like it.
Oh,
You're
it
right.
is!
This is going to be on the north side of farm. Full two-man slam onto the Phyra IXIA solo. It's actually going to be just Zai here. I don't know with the AK. They understand she's here, but don't know exactly where the nades come through. A little bit of team damage. Just the windows missing just the marks, but I feel Katch Esports has the upper hand here. All four players close together, congregating on just one building, trying to get this sort of knock and elimination. You see one of these squads loses a player inside the building. It's gonna be the member getting the off angle, trying to get Phyra IXIA. Bella, what do you have to do? What do you look for when you go for these engagements? And it looks like the pre-fires, that's what's gonna be done. Big shots, big damage coming through, and now we see Tigers left alone upstairs. No support from the squad. I feel you almost have to cut your ties and run. You can't be taking it any longer.
Yeah, it looks like her teammate is trying to come in and lend some help, but she is all alone up there by herself. All of the Katch Esports team members know she's up there, and I don't know that her teammate is going to be able to help. She looks like she is heading on out of there for just a moment. I'm not even sure she can make it out of this house alone. We may be looking at a solo situation here in just a moment. It'll be interesting to see how this does play out, but if that four-man roster goes running upstairs, maybe she could jump out in the window and jack one of their cars. I mean, it's a possibility. Grand Theft Auto is, you know, a potential way to go here, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Where is she? Oh, is she on the roof? What? Oh, there we go.
Okay.
See, this is the best spot. Your teammates got the angle in the back, and well, there's only one spot on each building you can climb up onto, but looks like you hear it. You go for it. You didn't actually blow up the door after you went up it, Bella, so now you leave it open for Katch Esports. They might just try to send the Avengers up and scale up the building, but looks like we're still playing it slow, not getting over eager just yet. And I would like to see Katch Esports try to at least bait it, maybe go for the player in the back and leave it on the roof, but the rooftop is smokes. They're going to start coming through. They are looking to take the engagement on the rooftop here. They're not going to deal with the solo on the Overwatch angle in the back, so Phyra IXIA, if you're Tigers, you've got to win. One player does vault up. We missed the shots. The AK not going to come through for her. Teammate does find the off-angle knock, but it's really all for naught, Bella. Yeah, you've got to cut ties and run, because even with the knock, if it's in the building, you're never getting the thirst.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunate situation for Phyra IXIA, going down to a solo here right out of the gate, first engagement of the day. But, you know, her best option at this point is going to be to find the highest of highest spots she possibly can on Erangel and try to make it as far into this game as she can, just for pure placement points. But, you know, you got to say, at least one member is there. I appreciate the off angle. She wasn't able to help the engagement, but the team's still standing here at this moment for that.
Yeah, I feel unfortunately it was just as soon as the players in the building have the off-angle player or not, you're just stranded on an island, right? No real support coming in for another 20 or 30 seconds. And, well, if you're one of these squads that is needing points, you have that game plan rundown of, hey, we weren't capitalizing on these knocked players when we were getting them, like Katch Esports was yesterday. They're saying, hey, today we're making sure we're thirsting every player we get down in the dirt. And luckily for them, with them playing so aggressive, they were able to get all three of their players really with only just taking one or two knocks. So good stuff for them. We're seeing now, of course, towards more of the central edge of the zone, towards the school area. Lily Esports playing the doghouses, while I believe that's going to be Esports holding up in the inside apartment buildings. And this is an interesting spot, Bella, because I've never been a fan of school apartments here. I've always enjoyed the actual school itself, if you were to hold a spot, because you've got that whole wall and just no one, you could basically just play Fort Knox there instead of allowing so many buildings to potentially be crashed like apartments can be.
Yeah, I do not love this little situation going on right here at all. This is something you see routinely, you know, over and over again in classics. There's always a team that's up here, and then there's always a team down there in school apartments. And, you know, if anybody's got a sniper, now is a good opportunity, because this is exactly what I would do. I would be sniping right now. But like you said, at school, actual school itself is kind of a way better location just for overall engagement. More room to move around. Everybody can be in it. It's just way overall better for both teams. Right here, they're very limited in what they can do, and there's really not that much coverage. So they're, you know, one wrong move and they can get caught out. Nina Esports is only going to need, you know, the opportunity to fire a few shots, and they have all of the coverage in the world. So they don't need to go anywhere right now. It's going to be all on Lily Esports probably to make a decision right there.
Yeah, and the decisions, that's really kind of where it ends it all, right? You got to be able to have those instincts, at least if you're not able to take the time to think things out. Well, when you're in these engagements, it really is just down to those tooth and nail fights. And we actually see it here now. New Moon Esports, looks like they took an engagement with Stellaris. We're able to pick up all 3 members, and that's actually going to be the first team eliminated over here on the Ruin side. So, straight up 4v4 fight. Potential third party stealing away one of the eliminations. But if you're Stellaris, one of those teams that had I guess we could chalk it up as a decent performance yesterday. Not really too much, actually. I feel like you want to have a stronger performance game one coming in, Bella.
Yeah, they definitely did need a stronger performance, and this is not the way that they're going to want to start the day off, but, you know, they can brush this off, and like it never even happened. Just like it never even happened, okay? Let's just, it didn't even happen. New game, next, you know, Miramar, brand new, all over, and they can just sweep this one underneath the rug and start afresh. So with here, X-Force though, X-Force has the potential, if they were to keep going down, they could have ended up maybe where Lily Esports was, but looks like they have moved on themselves. So I was curious to see if they were gonna end up where the school was, but nope, looks like they're gonna be driving around to the outside, headed toward the outer east side of Pmci, moving in. And who is that they have coming in behind them? That would be Katch Esports. Interesting.
Yeah, they're just coming off of the 3 eliminations. I'm interested in seeing if they're actually going to stop or maybe try to kind of slam their vehicle into one another, get a free elimination, but that's not going to be the case. X-Force opting to rotate away from Circle, while Katch Esports is saying we'll make the rotation through the compounds. It's actually going to be Burn Silence as well as Control being in front of them. So, thus seeing the POV of X-Force, there's only forward for Katch Esports. A lot of teams opting to still play the edge of that circle shift. Seeing members actually dropping one after another. It's actually going to be Dior on rotation through the center of the circle alongside Luna Esports, who currently resides in Rostock. So, through Dior, maybe a little bit of a safer rotation is what needed. The Sonic Buggy almost getting spun out into the open, but salvaging it with the backwards, the reverse driving. Good stuff from them. And, well, they're a 3-man right now. If they could get their 3rd member here, Bella, at the compound, they're going to be dead center of the circle. Yeah, I think it would be worthwhile if you can make it there.
Absolutely, I think it would. And what did I just spot? Oh. What did I just spot? Is that Dior Esports with the hovercraft? Already! We are in game 1, and we are already whipping out the hovercraft strats. I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. Well played, ladies. Well played.
Hey, we didn't catch it. I saw it in the feed this time, though. Goexia with the mortar. We got a knock and a thirst onto a player. I'm not sure on who. We didn't get the POV of it, but man, oh man, it's getting closer. I didn't see it, and then now I see it, and then it's just catching it on broadcast. That's what we love. Oh my goodness.
It's so amazing. I'm actually so glad that they added these to the game. I think this is, first and foremost, it's hilarious to me. But this is the ability to fight at range. If obviously snipers don't factor near as much here on the esports scene, but mortars, now that's like chucking a nade. And what did we say yesterday? One well-placed nade can take a whole team out. And I think the same thing stands for mortars. One well-placed mortar and you got us. So I am excited to hopefully see more elims today by the mortars. Please, ladies, pick those up because we want to be entertained.
And I feel at a spot like that, you're never really going to be able to push the ruins unless you get an opening knock for free, like with a mortar. So being able to kind of switch it up, I would like to see it just in every competitive lobby going forward. At least one player maybe holding on to it, and then an M4. You really just hold as many mortars as possible in that backpack. But nonetheless, people got to experiment, figure out what works, and well, for it being Erangel, they've already tested the map itself, at least, to as far of an extent as you can get it. Circle is closing. We're talking 3, 2, 1 seconds. This next circle. Where these teams choose to go, Bella, and unfortunately, the way I'm looking at it right now, this is not pretty at all. We're pulling dead north, basically across the river, which, by the way, chat, Dior center. But for this circle shift, they're now the complete edge. So if you're any one of these squads outside of X-Force, Luna Esports, you've got to make that great migration either through the bridge in the center here, Bella, or you're going out to blue zone around the edges.
Oh, this is going to be tough because, like you said, there are not many places to go, and everybody wants to keep their vehicle with them. We can already see a bunch of the teams moving out around on the west side, trying to get across that bridge before the blue zone, you know, dipping it a little bit, back in. But unfortunately, we got a lot of teams that are still on the south side that are going to have to make some pretty quick decisions in order to get the best placement that they possibly can, because with that water splitting that, like we saw yesterday, there are not that many places to hide once you start getting up on the north side over there by Rozhog.
Well, we saw that end game yesterday, right, with the Panthers getting, what was it, 14 eliminations or so. They had that bunker spot. They took it off of X-Force's hands with that 3v3 engagement and just held it down for the rest of the match. So obviously that is in play. It's a little bit more towards that western edge, centered up actually, it seems to me. But a lot of these teams, they've got to struggle with coming from the south. I believe almost 90% of the squads outside of X-Force were down all the way on the southern edge here. So even though you all have this sort of idea of what a good rotation is going to look like, if everyone has the same idea in mind, Bella, it's always never going to be a safe drive. And when we come to the bridge here as well, we see it with really players in front of them. Yeah, this is just going to be the cannibalism I was talking about. People are going to start stopping in the blue zone, and they're going to start shooting you for them.
Absolutely. It is going to come to a head. Oh, it looks like he actually did have a spin out. Ali is going to take down one of the Serenity members. Martinez took down someone from Phyra, and Ali again with the cleanup onto Serenity. They are down to only 2 players now.
The rotation. We're talking between stage 4, 11 teams alive. You go out here, 0 placement points. Now, unfortunately for Lily, it's not going to be just the Serenity players in front of them. It's also going to be the Burn and Silence members rotating, as well as already camping this western bridge. Now, luckily for Lily, they do have 2 players already across the water. 2 of them still having to make the track themselves, but man, just look at this western bridge. Everyone chose to take the same timing, the same route, and well, the same outcome for all of them, maybe other than just one person. But if you're a BIS player, you're forgetting about the solo of Serenity jumping out, gets the knock, not able to get the thirst, and well, for Lily Esports, this is looking like a blue zone finish. Unfortunately, it's actually going to be just 1 player in the zone. I thought that second one was going to be able to get in, but solos, the players, they're dropping like flies, Bella, and well, stage 5, it's still too early for you to want to go out like this.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. This is what happens when you have such a blue zone shift up north and everybody's got to take the exact same pathway. If we didn't have water and bridges, you know, messing this up, but everybody ended up in a funnel situation, and it was going to come to an absolute head. Juanjeta looks like she's taking shots over onto team control. She's got great coverage with this hill right here, so she's able to get a good look around and see just exactly potentially where everybody is. This is the nice thing about this area, is that, you know, a little bit of terrain to work with in terms of hills, both team control and Luna Esports. Able to hide and take shots when they want to, but just like that, Luna takes shots on the team control, he goes down. At the same time, looks like Panthers are taking shots onto New Moon. X-Force is getting into it with Luna. Everybody's mixing it up right now.
Yeah, and mixing it up. If you're X-Force, you're not wanting to mix it up with Luna. Just seeing that sort of dominance over team control on the north side, just picking players one after another. We're seeing the bait plays come out with the buggies for the teammates to get the knocks and the shots down. That's a team that, yeah, even though they didn't get a win yesterday, they sat at the top for a reason. The bonus points, their overall elimination into day 2 after day number 1's performance, they're wanting a win. And for the most part, you're talking about that terrain, Bella. They're able to hold this power position on the riverside in the complete open because of the squad that held Rosshop. They're able to make that rotation for free. And well, you made mention of it. Every team if you're on the slow side, you want to get active. And well, getting active, that's going to be the next sort of rule of thumb for Katch Esports. They had those 3 eliminations early on, now needing to get more under their belt, but with the blue zone coming in, they're going to be fighting for scraps here, I feel, when it comes to this rotation.
Yeah, they had a really good line of sight there on the Panthers, kind of holding them at their back as the blue zone was coming in, but they weren't able to capitalize and get enough done right there, so they had to pull back from that fight and get back into the zone themselves, which is the realization of playing this type of game. You either got to get it done in the limited time you can, or you got to wait, get into the blue zone, and continue that fight. So it'll be interesting to see which of those 2 teams, if they fight back again, where they land out. Oh, I just lied because the Panthers not in it anymore, so I'm going to say Katch Esports wins that. just a thought.
just a change real quick. Well, your team at the start is still alive, Dior. They actually were able to backstab Moon Esports from their position. So after me giving all the graces to Luna of holding Rosshawk, making the rotation across, they forgot about the backside. They forgot about a team potentially just full sending into the water and Navy sealing you. So unfortunate stuff. I'll accept the caster curse, but nonetheless, we're talking top 5 situation. X-Force holding the prime real estate compound. Goexia up to the north. The solo of Luna Esports off screen northeast side with the Dior Esports trio. So the only 2 squads I'm looking at here, Bo, that are really in a safe spot is going to be X-Force and Katch Esports. Everyone else, they're going to have to start moving in. And, well, with the 8-second timer going down currently, I feel like you got to start making moves now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to preemptively say it's curtains for them, but we also got, Dior here rolling up on the side. They, Luna Esports, the solo member. Ooh, unfortunately, we've got Katch, who does catch one of the Dior team members out there. Taro is going to be running out there in the open, stressing me out just a little bit with this type of play here, lady. But they're going to go and try and get the cleanup on that. She's trying to get to that tree. I'm surmising Zaza's going to try to get healed up, and she's in the blue zone right now, and that is definitely not where you want to be. It is going to be massively chunking right now. Taro makes it all the way over to that airdrop, though, so she's going to be able to pick herself up with some new helmet, new level 3 vest, level 3 helmet. That's going to be helping her out for sure. She is the remaining solo member.
Yeah, and I feel like for Katch Esports, not only was it Sage making the rotation with the vehicle, but Taro was able to make that rotation solely off the fact that X-Force had to deal with Goexia full slamming the compound. We do see X-Force being able to keep all 4 players standing still, but for Katch Esports, this is the right play. You got to try to clear out the edge. You want to only try to focus on X-Force after it's all said and done, but with the circle shift, how I'm seeing it, there's still a little bit of room for X-Force to play. It does look like they're going to try to wheedle out that solo remaining Dior Esports player, make this a 4v4 scenario when it's all said and done. But yeah, if you Katch Esports the zone, 2 players outside the circle here, Bella, you're going to have to somehow rotate back. You don't want to take this 4v4 with all 4 players up, but Sage getting knocked there, that's not something you want to see.
No, absolutely not. I mean, they're going to have to try to get the pickup as fast as possible before they have to start rotating out. They have been the only ones here with coverage. Katch Esports is down there ready to, they're already set up, and they're looking across the way at Dior. Nobody can forget about that solo over there because they have Dior Esports. They have 4 elims to their name. All of these teams, X-Force has 5, Katch Esports has 4 elims. So these are all ladies who are very good at what they do. But unfortunately, the blue zone is going to be forcing Katch Esports to move in. I don't think Taro, she is going to go out to the play zone, I assume. This might be an X-Force win.
Yeah, I think we got to chalk it up for it. We're talking all 4 players up. An opening knock as well from YL, getting right up close and personal as well. It's going to be the rooftop angle, finishing it off. X-Force, winner, winner, chicken dinner, game number 1 on the night here. And, well, this is a team that we wanted to see performances out of them strong early on yesterday. They were able to get a win towards the end of the night here last night, Bella, but today they're wanting to finish off strong, at least off the gates.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were the winning team of the last match yesterday, correct?
Yeah, I want to say so.
So this is kind of like a back-to-back win for them. Absolutely. Very impressive, ladies. They had 8 elims to their name, 1,400 plus in damage. So overall, good showing by them. They were able to be patient and do what they needed to do in order to execute and get that chicken dinner.
And I feel it really came down to that rotation they made. They were all the way on Potato Hill, all the way down south. They said, hey, Katch Esports, you want to try to make the same rotation as us? No, no, no. We're going to take a back step. We're going to say, hey, we need to make the rotation all the way up north. And thankfully for them, the hard shift did go all the way up there, right? So they were able to kind of get blessed with that centralized position, but it wasn't like they didn't fight for it. They had to take on Goexia. They had to push out of the compound to deal with Katch Esports. And, well, frankly, that's what we want to see. The squad that I felt really had that in the bag, which might have been a little bit of a letdown, was Moon Esports there, Bella, because they had that Rosshawk play. They had the Cliffside. We saw them take out a bunch of players on the rotation and then just completely forgot about their backside.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation, but when things are, everything was happening very fast. I felt like that was one of those zones where not everybody was able to get in and be comfortable ahead of the time because of the actual location of where that zone ended. It forced a lot of people to rotate in at the same time, and we just kind of saw things unfold exactly in that way. The ones that were able to get up there, X-Force, the ones that were able to get up there and get planted first was where my thought were the ones that ended up securing the chicken dinner.
Well, securing the win, I know a lot of teams are able to get the eliminations off the rotations there near the late game, but it's all about just what these teams are really looking at. Let's actually take a look at the overall real quick. We have that calculated for you guys. We're seeing X-Force, match results for game number 1 of day 2. X-Force, 18 total, like you mentioned, 8 eliminations. Katch Esports, a team that I wanted to see perform from the bottom page, just short of getting that first place, but second place nonetheless is good enough in my eyes. Dior Esports, that's going to be your pick, Bella, coming in with 3rd place, while mine, well, they didn't really do too hot in my eyes. I don't really want to make note of it too much more, but for the most part, I feel game 1 definitely lived up to our expectations, at least with the zone, other than a military finish you and I are waiting on.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I'm, a little sad to see some of the teams that are on the back end, a little shocked to see Phyra IXIA down there. Stellaris, I love you ladies. I'm gonna need to see a little bit more out of that. Burning Silence, nice to see them at least. They only had 1 elim and only 1 rank point, but they did get up there into 8th place. So yeah, it's the first day, or it's just the first match. I know it's not jitters, first day jitters, but maybe we're just getting our fingers warmed up. So it'll be interesting to see. I've always, I'm always a benefit of the doubt type of person. I love to just, it's not like making excuses. It's more like what ifs. Like it could potentially have just been this. So, I like to let people make a believer out of me. I believe in all of them. I think they're all absolutely amazing. I wish everybody could get first place. Just can't be that way. So I'm excited to see what happens here on Miramar. All new map, all new strats.
Hey, listen, there's winners and there's losers in life, okay, Bella? And frankly, you always want to be a winner, and we know that's just not the case. Don't go anywhere, guys. Game 1 finish. When we come back, though, Miramar, the desert, going to be coming your way. Hello and welcome back, everyone. Day number 2, game 1 done. Aaron Gell, X-Force claims the first place. Winner, chicken dinner. Believe it was confirmed back-to-back, essentially, which, Bella, I don't know if I can really give it as the back-to-back terminology, but if you line the games up, maybe we can give it to him.
It's definitely back-to-back in my eyes. It's gotta be. It's gonna be a little hard to pick them now because then that's like a three-peat. I don't know if I can be
really?
done.
So you're having doubts on X-Force is what I'm hearing. You know,
Never,
Sirius isn't gonna like hearing that. He's in the chat right now rooting on this team.
Put words in my mouth. Don't let him put words in my mouth.
Well, nonetheless, I know they're trying to rush us real quick. Let's bring in the overalls, something that we're wanting to see. We saw the match results just before break, but the overall rankings shaking up. Of course, the only team with 2 wins finally grinding themselves in that first place position here, Bella. But still, with Moon Esports going out 5th place, I believe, last match, they're able to keep on close by, 3 points behind, while everyone else starting to have a bit of a gap spread.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is actually impressive, very much so, to see Moon Esports still holding on to 2nd place without a chicken dinner to their name. That just goes to show how much bonus points can make or break. So as long as they continue to do well, they can continue to stay up at the top. But huge put-ups by X-Force to come up with 2 chicken dinners. And then, like you can see right down the row, it's all of them. So it'll be interesting to see if one of these teams get their 2nd chicken dinner or if we're going to see a new team.
Yeah, to be honest, I know I'm wanting to keep saying that right side panel, the one of those 7 squads to get the win, but man, just seeing Luna Esports 2nd place, having almost the lowest rank points from those teams on the left side, only beating out Lily Esports and New Moon. They're currently sitting 6th and 7th place. It's not something I'm too keen-eyed in seeing, but in terms of us seeing, I'm hearing it in the ears here, Bella. Miramar coming up right now. Got the plane coming in hot, which plane skin. Are we green or red on this one? I always like seeing what skins players rock, and well, the plane's kind of the biggest flex I feel you could have.
It really is. I mean, you get the plain skin, plus you get the titles, and like everybody can, everybody knows who's in this lobby. There's no hiding. I'm a big fan of the honor skins. They any of the ones that are dynamic. Those dynamic skins look so good. So definitely love those.
Hey, listen, but yesterday, I'm not sure, I believe it was an AUG skin. Please, whoever's got that in game, I need you to take it off, because that was just nails on a chalkboard from the sound of you shooting. And I'm not sure if it's like that in game or maybe it's just a spectate sort of client side thing, but man, some of the skins, for the most part, I'm in awe of them, especially any of the gun or vehicle skins that are dynamic, which I believe it was the Koenig skin that had dropped, where they had it where like when you hit the boost, you get like the glow.
Oh yeah.
I want to say one of them's got that, and I was like, man, just the different colors. I mean, you're just always flexing when you're driving around. It doesn't matter what lobby you're in.
Yeah, honestly, so I love the Bugatti skins. Like I got the Bugatti skins when they first came around. Here's what I think that they did really well was we had a lot of these collaborations that came to the game much earlier, than much earlier than now. I guess it's really the only way to put that. But they didn't have like as many bells and whistles, and the Bugatti skin was one of them. So when they brought them back, the next round, not only did they introduce a whole new car to it, but then they had like all the, like literally the air that goes over it is like purple colored. And, when you burn out, your burnouts are like colored. There's like so many cool things that they did with the car. So it was cool. And, adding in like glowing rims and stuff like that, which was pretty cool because if you already owned those cars, then you just automatically had that stuff applied for owning it. So that was awesome. That was a huge boost. Was pretty happy about that.
Well, boosting for the most part, we're going to see one of these teams at least potentially boost up the leaderboard. It's going to be a contest off drop all the way on the eastern side. It's going to be Puerto. One of the Miramar games where we actually saw the end game finish just up north towards Goexia's position. This is going to be Goexia versus Serenity. 4v4. They both know that the teams are here, but no early knocks and eliminations off rip just yet. So a little bit of a looting game. Looting sim almost, it seems. But question mark for me is going to be if you're taking some of these engagements, we actually see here now as well with Burning Silence, how many are you going to be able to get without losing a player? Because when you take a fight so early on, I feel it's so easy for you just to get ratted on. Just camp the corner, shotgun, and just boom, you're out of the game. You don't get to play the game.
Absolutely, and honestly, I don't think it's a good idea for any of them to take on that engagement early on, especially these two teams who are looking to gain more points and to move up the leaderboard. Somebody's not walking away from that engagement. We all know that. Whoever it is, I don't know yet, but statistically, you gotta know there's a 50-50 chance that you're not gonna walk out of this. So do you really want to take that engagement, or do you kind of want to have, like you call it, a gentleman's agreement and say, you know what, you loot that side, I'll loot this side, we'll go our separate ways, and we'll see each other at the end zone? Because fighting this early is just not a good idea. It's a big map, ladies. There's plenty of places to loot. I promise you. You do not need to fight this early. It's a big enough town.
Yeah, and I feel only, well, in terms of towns, I feel the only spots on this map, at least, you could be doing that is something like Los Leones or El Pozo, where you could probably have 3 or 4 teams drop there, and you all make it out with vehicles, guns, meds, utility, all that fun stuff. But in a spot like Puerto, I'm not sure if there's enough loot or at least vehicle spawns for teams to make the rotations out like that. It does look like Goexia, they're sending candy all the way into the backside to try to potentially get a vehicle or just loot a little bit more and have an off angle, while Serenity, they're moving up the roadside. We see it here with Martz trying to kind of condense down the trio of Goexia, who's really still trying to just play the edge of Puerto, maybe giving a little bit of a false sense of security for Serenity, allowing them to get so close, and I guess you could say up close and personal, but as of right now, it's still just this sort of 3v4 dynamic. I actually see a vehicle getting used from Goexia, so this might be a perfect opportunity for Serenity to try to look for an engagement, but for Goexia here, Bella, I'm seeing it. They might actually be trying to bait the vehicle sound.
That would be interesting. I mean, listen, you know, it's a genius play, because what are we doing? We're watching Serenity kind of eke up and try to get a better look and see what's going on over there. So if they're baiting with cars, it's working. Okay, it's working.
Would it work on you?
I mean, listen, bro, you could probably bot play me. I mean, realistically, I'd come running full sprinting down the road, the middle of the road with no protection to get that bot, because I'll take that elim. So I am definitely not the guy to try to bait, because you're going to get me every time. Dang it.
For the most part, we see Mart's actually a really nice, liking the idea of the smoke grenade in front. Posted up right onto the wall. Definitely not going to expect this elevated play whatsoever, which they might actually be able to just vault up onto the ledge there outside the window. So really nice sort of setup play from Serenity. I'm interested in seeing if they will be able to get at least an opening knock for it, but looks like Goexia, they're not going to take the bait. They're going to move back to the next 2-story. They are going to find Monica, unfortunately, Moncita, excuse me, on the back angle. There was actually the off angle for Serenity here, Bella. So if you're Goexia getting the one initial knock and elimination, the off angle is finally reaping rewards for one team. This is a fight that I'd love to see, but right as I say that, of course, Goexia leaving, taking the one elimination and saying thank you very much. We'll see you in the end game.
Well, I mean, you know, that's probably a good play, considering the blue zone is going to be bearing down on them in here in a second. So I think that that's probably a smart decision. You know, take your one and go, because you run a severe risk of dying to the blue zone. We've seen it time and time again. It happened all yesterday where two people, you know, two different teams got too focused on each other and nobody made it out. So that's, you know, that's a heads up play by them, in my opinion.
Especially that last game too, we saw all those teams with the hard shift just getting caught in the blue zone. Maybe they're just like, I don't care if it's zone 1, I'm just gonna get off and get centralized up, which I'm not sure if we can bring up the map feed real quick. I know we've got a lot of time to spare, so I'm interested just in seeing where everyone's at on the lay of the land, because for the most part, I want to say there's no one really centralized in this circle here, Bella. We're talking only Lily Esports holding Picado, Luna Esports, and San Martin, and then everyone else is just off on the edge of the circle, still looting their POI. No one wanting to take one of those power spots in the center zone.
No, I mean, you know, everybody right now is just looking to get looted up. They don't want, again, I think everybody's playing it a little bit safe, you know, because we don't want to go out early. We don't want to take an engagement too early and then, you know, we write checks that we can't cash. So if They're going to loot up a little bit, take a look around, keep their head on a swivel, make sure they don't actually see anybody. A lot of these teams are spread out, so they're not even like really laying eyes on each other, save for maybe a few. But as we see the zone already, or maybe where the next zone is going to be shifting to, we've already got several teams that are there in what is going to be the zone. I'm looking at Katch Esports right now, who looks like they've probably got a good handle on El Pozo. So it'll be interesting to see, like, they are all there by themselves. Like, nobody is here. And it's going to be a zone. This is potentially a great spot for these ladies.
Yeah, but what I'd like to see from Katch Esports is potentially at least send one of those players up on those mountains into the distance. Just that east side, there's this huge kind of crater down in the bottom, but if you have a vehicle, you can drive all the way up onto the top side of the mountain range there and essentially just solo hold the whole mountain range, 200, 300, 400 meters worth of land yourself just off of the high ground alone. So have to be interested in seeing which squad's going to rotate there. Lily Esports, they opted to rotate from Picado towards Power Grid. Centralized position. New Moon Esports taking the compound just east of Monte Nuevo. And while a lot of these teams, I'm seeing the rotations come through now, Bell, they opted to wait the full circle shift. And well, luckily, a lot of these teams, other than maybe one or two squads, they have all 4 players up still.
Absolutely. Now, one thing I did want to kind of call out here that I don't think I noticed from the beginning is I think Dior Esports went down to a solo almost out of the gate. Looks like they think they got into a fight with Burn in Silence. And now as that solo member, they're kind of chilling over there south of El Pozo, but...
There he is.
Yeah. I mean, hey, be careful, M7Y. Please be careful.
Hey, listen, that skin, whatever, I don't know if that was a UMP skin or whatever that bright blue one is, we might have to take that off. Because if you're trying to snake it out and I'm seeing a bright blue gun on a bush, you know, on the rare chances of Miramar on the bush or trees, I'm shooting it every day of the week, okay? And I always wonder if people opt to take off certain gun skins, you know, even though it's so nice to see, but in competitive play, these players are so good at just spotting people from across the map. It's just like, well, do you really want to stick out like a sore thumb, or do you want to have the best competitive advantage imaginable? But see it here now, getting back to some real action going down. New Moon Esports is going to be tried, true, and tested from the Lily Esports spread up on top of the hillside, but I'm honestly a little worried for Lily Esports here, but you see their positioning. They're on this mountain range, but they're not holding the tippity top. If they allow Power Grid to potentially get backfilled behind them, they're essentially going to be sandwiched between 2 squads. If they allow that to happen, I'm not sure if we could see that squad even making it out with 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, that is going to be, they absolutely kind of need to keep their eyeballs on that. You know, there is behind them potentially moving into that area. It looks like, is that Goexia or Burn in Silence? I can't tell. It looks like it's Goexia. So they are kind of driving in that general direction. Now, whether they're going to choose to take that, but that could be they could be a huge thorn in the side there for Lily Esports. So while they may feel safe right now, that could potentially be a short-lived situation.
Well, short-lived as well. We obviously see control. It's going to be just south of New Moon Esports compound. A little bit of a spread going on at the gas station. I'm also seeing a lot of teams that are on the edge of the zone or in blue zone getting up close and personal. Down south, Serenity into the squad of Stellaris Esports. Nina Esports as well, just on the edge side here. And, well, for any of these squads, obviously Monty, like you said, Bella, has a lot of terrain, a lot of room to work with, but unfortunately for them, with it being farther on into the matches here, actually 12 minutes now into it, the blue zone's going to force you to get close to people, and, well, you got to be ready to start shooting your gun. You can't allow these other people to really just walk over you and just take the points that's yours.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, while we're seeing right here, we've got New Moon Esports, who thought that they were in a solo engagement with Lily Esports, but she started getting shot from across the street by Team Control. So now Team Control has eyes on New Moon Esports. I don't know if they're aware that Lily Esports is at the top of the mountain, or, you know, mid-mountain, we're going to call that. But Team Control has eyes on New Moon Esports. Their entire team is over there, so they need to be careful. That could potentially turn into a massive third-party situation.
Oof. And the third parties, indeed, we're actually seeing it now. Control getting the third-party shots, finally spotting Manu up onto the mountaintop, but Worrying about that southern edge. I'm seeing in the elimination feed a little bit. I believe it was Nina Esports getting one of the players from Serenity knocked. Not getting a thirst just yet, but looks like now with them getting at least the opening, they are able to get the re-engage, the re-knock onto one of those players. And, well, I expect the full aggression to come through. Stage 3 does pop. It centers up on the compounds there for New Moon and Lily. So I expect both those squads really to kind of just do the gentleman's agreement, do the handshake, and go for it. But these teams down south, we see it here now on the screen here, Bella. Nina Esports still looking for the engagement with Serenity.
I mean, they really do. They're looking, they would love to rack up some points, and I don't blame them for that. Looks like Zuma, she's got a good top-down POV. I love this angle for her, this off angle necessarily for her to be able to provide some coverage for her team, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought Barbie had got knocked, but she did not. She was just a little bit less on her, she took damage, I guess I should say, is the word I was like, I can't come up with that word.
She's chilling.
Thank you. For some reason, it looked like she was crawling, but she wasn't at all, so.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm seeing a third color on the screen on the map. I believe that's just X-Force just saying, hey guys, how's it going? Drive right on by you. We're not gonna, they're not even gonna stop. Look at that.
No.
Nina Esports, they're just I don't think you're knocking anyone here. Just let them go and continue with the fight on Serenity, but unfortunately it looks like one of the players will be knocked, actually thirsted as well, so that sort of driving that chaos that X-Force just ensued onto Nina Esports allowed Serenity to at least get one knock and elimination, even it up a little bit. And well, when you get distracted like this, obviously the eliminations, those KP points come into play, but if you allow it to just slip through your fingers and get discombobulated almost, Bella, this is the situation you're left in between two squads, and well, now you're forced to make the decision. Zalema seeing the knock, the pre-fires are looking pretty good, leaving him 1 HP with the UMP. Has to be careful about the S12. The one-shot potential is there, and double up does come through, but how long can you take for this? How long does it matter for you to be able to get these eliminations and really kind of clean up this fight? Because X-Force, Bella, they're turning around, and well, this is looking like a third-party spot now.
Yeah, X-Force, I think, smelled blood in the water while they went driving by, and she does. She picks up with the nade. But Zuma does go down. She goes down because of that S12. It's just so powerful. Like you said, X-Force is smelled blood in the water. I do think that they were looking for a third-party engagement opportunity, but Serenity is saying, this is my room. You will not come up here. Gets the knock onto Barbie. Barbie has to come downstairs, and she is going to hold that top floor with that S12K. I wonder how many bullets she's got.
She's got enough. Okay. I mean, Amanda is claiming this room as hers. She got the 2 knocks. Unfortunately, not able to get the re-knock onto Ari, allowing the situation to unfold, and the shots connect, but not finishing it, only leaving her at half HP. And well, a little bit of BM at the end there, I feel, Bella, but we're making note of it. X-Force, they know the shots were coming through. They were watching that elimination feed, and well, they're saying, hey, we're early enough in the game. We're close enough to the next circle shift. We're going to be waiting you out. And I mean, look at that prone on top of the mountaintops. 2 players, not even just one, 2 of them. Just scoping it out. And oh my gosh, just what do you even do at this point? Nina Esports, yeah, you got those eliminations on a Serenity, but I don't see a world where you ever get out of this spot here. Not even get into a vehicle to leave the compound.
Yeah, this is the unfortunate situation of when your fights end up in the blue zone. I swear there's never any winners because somebody always wins, and then the next team that did win the engagement potentially goes down to the blue zone. So it's always a losing situation. I hate to see that happen, but it does happen. But it's interesting that X-Force smelled enough blood in the water that they were like, you know what? I don't care that we're in a blue zone situation. This is a potential easy pickoff for them because they already know that they're going to be hurt and damaged, and they're going to have to be getting meted up. Interesting to see that they're going to make a decision. Whether they stay or not, I don't know. It'll be, but you know, whether they or whether they just say, you know what, we know you're there. They could turn and go into the blue zone and then wait for them to come back in. So I'm not sure. But we've got Biscuit, who is got a great overview onto Katch Esports. Looks like part of her team is starting to roll up too. Cavalry's rolling in.
cavalry. I'm not sure if it's a cavalry or just a taxi cab for him. It
It's
looks
a
like
taxi.
just a little bit of a pickup for Biscuit, but my concern is going to be if you're BIS, you're looking for that fight onto Katch Esports, but they were holding Monty. That's not in this next circle shift. The only spot on this western side that is in the zone is this sliver of the compound by the Panthers, but they're even having to take an engagement itself against Phyra IXIA. Nades coming through. It's going to be Yummy up front, close and personal, having to deal with a lot of the dodging from these frag grenades coming through from the 3-man on the ridgeline. And, well, if you're the Panthers, you got to throw the question mark out there. Do you take the engagement? Do you try to play the next blue zone positioning? Because we're talking at stage 4. When this closes down, you're not seeing that blue zone any longer. But, unfortunately for the Panthers, they're getting backfilled, burned in silent though. That drill that we saw in Taxi Cab, he found the spot to call home, and well, the Panthers player at the compound as well now, being 1 HP. This is disaster. This is the doomsday scenario for the Panthers, and unfortunately for them, I don't see a world they're coming out of this now.
No, unfortunately, I know that Goat was trying really hard to shift over to the side to get a good off angle, but unfortunately, Burn in Silence just rolled right up to the back door. I am not sure if they know 100% that Goat is in here, but they are going to find out really, really quickly. Goat only has UMP and an AUG for grenade. Very limited utility and a damage vest, so just trying to take advantage of the Burn in Silence players that are over across the way that are getting a little pelted up.
Oh man. See, but the third party, Phyra IXIA, has the ridgeline still. They opted to actually stay in blue zone a little bit to get that extra bit of damage around the corners. And, well, if you're Phyra IXIA, the blue zone does congest down. The blue zone is starting to take a good amount. I'd like to actually see them potentially full slam onto the compound, or maybe just go across the roadside and get into the next circle shift, because with it being stage 5, a lot of these teams are going to be struggling like you with getting into the next circle shift. If you see it free for the taking, yeah, we see She now going into it. Actually has a teammate already with a pre-planned smoke, so great play out of them. They could potentially go for the third-party elims here and get themselves a few points on the board for this match.
I mean, I can understand why they would like to do that. They really do. She is got great, it looks like a little itty bitty hill, but it's going to provide enough coverage. Soren looking over at the Panthers, unfortunately gets knocked by Yummy, I believe. And but Soren able to return and knock Yummy. I'm sorry, I didn't see that properly. And we've got Sage also taking shots. This is just, these hills are so tiny. So, I mean, it's not really the coverage that they're looking for, and the nades are starting to come out.
Yeah, unfortunately for Katch Esports, they just struggled with getting into the circle shift. They only had 1 or 2 vehicles when it was all said and done, and well, when your teammates spread out like that, Soren from Sage, there's really no world where you're actually even thinking of getting that reset unless someone doesn't choose to go for those thirds. But we see now Sage just have a nade prime, trying to at least get the one onto the Phyra IXIA player. Going to be cooking it just a little too much. Exploding just before it reaches the ridge line, but this is the timer, right? This is the clock ticking. This is the information seeing, and unfortunately, I'm seeing the Moors as well, even coming into play from one of the Phyra IXIA members, I believe. But it's not just Katch Esports here, Bello. It's also the Panthers still at the compound. They might burn in silence, but it's all a matter for not. The 4 elim seems all is what they're going to get, because the blue zone, the shots from afar, I mean, look at the spread of Phyra IXIA just having complete control over the Panthers in this western side. There's nowhere for you to lay, and well, at this point, you're just hoping that some of these other teams, maybe the solos that remain, get eliminated to hopefully give you a few extra placement points.
Yeah, I mean, Phyra IXIA is off on like a 2-1 split, and one of their team members is in a vehicle, and the other one is knocked. But interestingly enough, the Panthers are completely split open as well. In addition, they've got eyes on Katch Esports. Is this a mortar? Oh,
here we go.
I mean, Diablo.
Where are we shooting it?
Please.
Oh,
please make this land.
Oh. Wait.
Is it?
Wait, did he shoot it up or?
It looked like it was going in.
Look at he's going left. Wait,
yes.
Oh, right here. Bang! Oh my goodness, he's so close.
Just a little bit. Just oh, the vehicle's on fire!
No!
Oh, we got it! That's insane! The mortars are so wild, bro. I'm so glad we caught that.
Look at how fast she's shooting that. Oh no, wait, this is crazy.
I didn't know they reloaded that fast.
Maybe they have 2 of them, but Nah, I think it was just her shooting it. She was just... Whoever's the 10-cent contact here, PMGC, we got to get the mortars in it. Every tournament, I'm needing to see 2 or 3 players deep just letting loose on the smokes there. Okay, no one is safe in these lobbies. Well, for Exports, they actually were coming into this shack rotation here, Bella. 4 elims just in those 10-20 seconds. They put the 3 eliminations to their name. So X-Force potentially going for the back-to-back-to-back 2 just for the day. But in your eyes, obviously, the 3-peat coming their way. So I don't want to jinx him, but I felt like you should have picked X-Force.
I mean, I don't think we actually picked any teams, did we?
Okay,
so
I'll give you the pick now then. Are we going with X-Force? I'm going to pick
No, I'm going with X-Force. You can't take my pick.
Okay. Okay, then. I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. We're going Goexia for the win. Okay, one of the bottom squads. They're in the center there. But unfortunately, as we saw on our screen, Lily Esports pulling all the way up onto New Moon. Caused a little bit of havoc down there all the way in the south. We see X-Force. They opted to rotate west, taking out one of the golden, or the Phyra IXIA players, excuse me, on the western edge. So they have complete control of the western side circle. But this new circle shift, fella, it pulled up towards the northeast onto the golden IXIA trio. And, well, if you're at this position, top 4 scenario, you're needing to make sure that you keep all your players alive. But that solo in the back, the Panthers, that's who you're looking at right now. I know, Bella. I feel that's going to be the bearer of bad news for my team pick.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, I think GOAT is just waiting for the prime opportunity. That is impressive patience on her part. Because I know she's got eyeballs on people, but she's waiting for the right moment to strike. And the entire time, Diablo from X-Force is lobbing mortars over onto Goexia. I'm not sure when the right time to strike is, but it's definitely becoming soon.
Yeah, unfortunately for X-Force, they tried to strike, and unfortunately the Goexia trio split was able to get both players making the move out of their vehicles. So nice shots coming from them. We're talking top 4, 2 of them being solos and one of them being a duo. We see the time to strike, and it's now Nini. She gets one, almost the third, but unfortunately there's no gentleman's agreements with the third party. New Moon Esports trying to even the odds, does throw the nade. 2 players up for this squad, but you gotta fight the blue zone. You gotta fight with what you've got, and luckily the teammates got the off angle here. Will clean it up. We're talking 2v3 scenario. One of the players of Golden Exia is knocked here, Bella, so a 2v2 situation. And well, if you're New Moon Esports, I'm not sure if they were reading the elimination feed enough. They might not know that this player's knocked, and well, with it being stage 8, the circle closing is going to be essentially dead center. These teams are going to be fighting for everything, but if the molly lands on you and the nade, that's going to be the opening they need. And well, for New Moon Esports, Bella, this is their time to strike. This is their time to look for the knocks and take the win under their belt.
New Moon Esports needs to push in right now. I don't know what their utility is looking like anymore, but if they have anything, throw everything you can at these ladies, because now is the time to strike. Oh! New Moon, one of the New Moon players goes down. It's potentially going to be up to Scatty. She is the only remaining member, and no! Goexia seals it!
Oh, man. I mean, that's the team I chose. I don't know if we can really count that because we did it with essentially 5 or 6 squads left. But nonetheless, I mean, 2v2 situation. We wanted to see the push. The only way you're coming out of that is if you start landing shots or placing nades at the feet. So Goexia, great stuff from you guys. This is something that we enjoy seeing. And with it being Miramar as well, the terrain, that sort of rotations we saw, so many squads having to make, they definitely had to make those same ones themselves, Bella. It's a factor of just their dominance coming into this map, and I feel like for them having such a great performance on Miramar, them having it twice in a day, I feel we could potentially see them have another pop-off coming on the later Miramar tonight.
Listen, I don't know if you saw the numbers here, but Goexia ended up with 13 elims, over 2,000 damage. And they were fighting all that with X-Force lobbing mortars at them, okay? And we clearly saw that she can strike with the mortars, so they were having to dodge it left and right. You know, even though you think you've got good terrain to work with, I don't even know how you're supposed to get out of the way of those things. So for them to be able to push through all of that and secure that win was absolutely impressive.
Well, and securing itself, right? We saw that third party from the Panthers solo almost getting that thirst. Just imagine what could have been if Goexia had that player go down. Luckily, the teammates have that sort of reaction time we were wanting to see, were able to kind of just fill in and be able to understand what was going on in the situation, because sometimes the comms get cluttered, right? You don't understand where this player's coming from. It's a sudden knock from the backside, and well, thankfully it seemed all those players had their calm, cool, and collected cucumbers there in their pockets. But for the most part, let's bring up those match results. You were talking about those damage stats. Let's see what the final elimination tally was. It will be 13-23 total points for Goexia, and well, the rest of the lobby, there's some decent elimination counters, but Goexia is the name that takes the cake here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, dominating performance by Goexia. Absolutely impressive work, ladies. 23 total points, 13 elims, and they had, again, that wasn't like 13 easy elims. They had to really fight for that, and the Panthers player potentially could have played mad spoiler right there. It was just a very good situation that they were able to push through. Again, all of that, but like, wow, absolutely impressive by them. I do want to talk about those mortars though for a second, because holy, that's impressive stuff there too. I hope we see way more of that. Yeah, and I want to see more than just one player on a team use it. Maybe two. You got like the two off-angle players, the anchors, instead of them even using a sniper or just an M4 at range, just bring out the mortar. Just lay it down, especially if we're in the open terrain like that on Miramar. I can't even imagine what it'd be like for Erangel and Rondo in some of those open positions like fields or something. I mean, we're going to be seeing 3, maybe even full squad wipes with mortars alone. But for the most part, I mean, match 2 underway, right? Miramar, this is definitely your favorite map, I believe, if I remember correctly yesterday, Bella. It's my favorite as well, but unfortunately the next one after this, it's going to be Rondo, and well, you're not too much of a fan of it. It's not that I don't love Rondo. All right, I love you, PUBG Mobile. I love Rondo, but I got to get the obligatories out of the way. But I just don't love the idea of recalls in esports. It completely changes the way that everybody plays. It's 99% of the time people are going to either, in my opinion, they're either going to be 3-man and 1 immediately runs out, or they're going to push in. I guess it does provide the opportunity for some, more aggressive gameplay. So that is a positive, but I don't know, man. I just feel like recalls in esports is classic.
It's a no-go. It's the classic zone. Now, for me, I'm a fan because they remove it after like the 10 or 12 minute mark when it comes to competitive. It's not like it's there until stage 7 or 8, so we're seeing that late game solo getting the revive. But nonetheless, of course, you guys, Rondo, that's going to be the 3rd match coming up. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, my favorite map coming your way. day number 2, the PMCI Grand Finals. We're talking 2 matches down, and well, coming up right here, Rondo, the midway point, the halfway marker, Bella, when it comes to this competitive tournament. And well, for the most part, even though you're not a fan of Rondo, I am, and well, the competitors, they're going to be the ones having to play on it, not you and I. So these squads, we're going to have to be seeing what kind of results, what kind of expectations we're going to be wanting to see out of them. And well, the only way we're going to know that is looking at those overalls. So let's take a look at the overalls real quick. Let's get the breakdown, because after that last game, X-Force, they were so close to closing it out, but after that Goexia win, I'm seeing them move up the leaderboard here, Bella.
Ooh, that's an impressive number. I mean, X-Force is at, on top here with 76 total points, but look at that point spread between 2, 3, and 4. It's literally 2 points. And even on farther down, 5, that's, 5th place, that's only 3 points, and 2 points, and they're even.
Yeah.
8th place is, okay, you know what? All right, as I do math, and I don't do math very fast or good, but 2nd place through 8th place, there's not very many of there's a 10, literally from 8th place to 2nd place, it's only a difference of 10 points. That's wild.
And I feel like as well, I mean, we're not magicians in any way, right? We're just the casters when it comes to all this sort of stuff. But the crazy thing is, with how good of sort of moments we've seen from Team Control, they're the team on the right side of the page here. They're the team that even with a win, they're getting beat out by 2 squads that don't have a win under their belt. So interesting enough, a lot of these teams needing to show why they deserve to be here, why they've made it so far, and well, why they have that chance at that top 3, the green zone, as I'll make note of it, for that $1,000 cash prize. And well, for the most part, we can even look a little bit further down. I'm seeing 9th and 10th place. Yeah, we're in the 30-point range. We haven't seen 2 pop off of a performance yet out of them, especially from a team like Katch Esports. But anyone below that, Bella, I feel it's a now or never thing. We're at the halfway point after this Rondo map. If we're not feeling it, we're not going to be feeling it all the rest of the tourney.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at Stellaris Esports, Serenity, Burning Silence, Nina Esports. It is make or break time, ladies. I believe that you have it and the ability to do it, but we're going to have to turn it on, because there is going to be a point of no return. And we are there. We are staring at it in the eyeballs. It's now or never, ladies. So let's do good on this map and let's see what they can pull out.
Pulling out, unfortunately, we're only getting the 1 plane path on Rondo, that 50-50, essentially just missing the coin toss, and if we'll get the double plane path. But nonetheless, Rondo still looking fine. We see the respawn towers. We're having that southwest and northeast plane path, a little more level than the extreme points it could get, but interested in seeing if we will see maybe a bit more of it today compared to yesterday. Those 3-1 splits on the recall towers, right, Bella? Going for those early eliminations, because you've only got so long to use your respawn, and well, I feel you should use it sooner versus later when it comes to Rondo.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing about this map. You do have the respawn opportunity. So as long as you've got a 3-1 split, you might as well, do something crazy. You know what I mean? You never know. It might work out. It might, you might be able to wipe a whole team, who's not ready to go get picked up on the respawn tower. So now is the time to get a little bit more aggressive, maybe try a play that you're not as, not as confident in doing, because you have a backup plan, and that's where the 3-1 split comes into play. But you got to do it soon, because like you said, those are only available for a very limited amount of time.
And I feel the backup plans, this is the time to use them. We're talking tournaments, we're talking grand finals. Yeah, it's not the final day, the grand finals, but I still, at least in some of these matches, especially when it comes to Rondo, you want to be pulling out all of the tricks out of the hat. Don't leave any rabbit unattended to, and well, especially if you're one of those teams not in that top 3 position, you want to make sure that you pull out, you leave everything, I guess you could say, on the table, Bella. You don't want to kind of look back on the tournament and say, we didn't do everything in our power to get into that top 3, to get into the money zone of this tournament. And well, we see the first circle shift. It is going to be pulling down southwest. Only a few teams, surprisingly, out of this circle shift. I'm seeing Serenity up there on the eastern edge, Katch Esports, Stellaris, as well as Moon Esports. So 4 teams currently not in the circle, but I feel with it being stage 1, they're not really stressing too much about it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the biggest map that PUBG Mobile has to offer. I mean, it is an 8x8 map. It is obviously as big as Miramar, but Miramar has a lot more water on it. So By definition, this is the biggest map, which means more loot, more opportunity to look around, and not have to worry about running into people. So while the zone has popped and there are a few teams that are not in it, I don't think that they're going to be concerned or anything like that. They have time to kind of pick and choose what they want and get loaded up before they get into the zone and have to kind of pick a spot and decide where they're going to go from there.
Picking spots. We're going to be changing it from that, Bella. We're going to be picking teams. We keep forgetting about it on the playing path. We get a little bit of a cheat sheet when it comes to seeing the first circle, but since no one has gone out of the match yet, who are we thinking taking game 3 of Rondo here?
Listen, you know what? I'm going to just call X-Force right now, because if they go, if it happens, if I don't call them right now and it does happen, well, I'm going to be like one of those teams that just didn't take the chance, and I'm probably going to regret it. So I'm going to call it right now. X-Force, who is currently chilling at Neox Factory, is going to win this game.
Okay. I'm liking it. A little bit of an easy pick, though, don't you think? With the team and the most points on the lobby. I think I'm going to go with Phyra IXIA team, even though they just lost a player. They're making sure that lady ain't going down there saying, hey, get away from my teammate, man. I'm picking this player up, and well, it actually looks like Phyra IXIA, they're looking for some of these engagements. 2 eliminations already under their way. This is going to be all the way up north, just outside of the circle shift. This is going to be around the bamboo forest area, so nice stuff from them. We actually see the respawns instantly being used here, Bello, so this is going to be just down south of them, and I'm a little concerned for Moon Esports since you revived so close to Phyra IXIA. What's the chance that they just try to drive you down again 2 times in a row?
Oh, man, that's like a worst case scenario for them for sure. I mean, that's the see, I mean, there's 74 different recall towers on this map. So, I mean, you know, there is going to be one really close to where the action just happened. It's a possibility that that could happen, but I'm sure that it's not something that they want to see happen. So I surmise that they're going to try to avoid that situation. They're probably, you know, they're going to need to get relooted back up, some of them, and before they're ready to take on that engagement again. Whether they have that choice, hey, I don't know.
Listen, Belle, there was a time back in the day where it was a, if I don't see you, you don't see me scenario. We're over here just doing our thing, you do yours. I'm not sure if it's still the same now as it was back in the day, especially on Rondo with you giving a little beacon off whenever you get respawned, but maybe they're just trying to stick to that.
I mean, as long
play
as
it low, play it slow. Play like a snail.
You guys can drive past each other all you want. As long as you don't make eye contact with each other, it's totally fine. I didn't see you, you didn't see me. We don't lock eyes, never happened.
I mean, X-Force did that game 1. I think it was Katch Esports, right? That just drove by him. They didn't even shoot each other. They just kind of were a little smile and wave.
I think they were waving out the window as they all drove by. Everybody had a car. They might have been honking their horns and waving.
I wish. I was gonna say, do we hear honking in
I don't
spectator
know.
production? Can we get a confirmation on that? Because if we could hear honking, I'm wishing. Yeah, you can hear it, Bella. So I'm wishing players would do that more. Like you're driving, you know, there's just one guy in the car. Just say a little hello.
I mean,
why we gotta be so rude about it? Why we gotta be so rude about it?
This is PUBG Mobile, ladies. We are friendlies here. Everybody's a friendly until we shoot them. Then they're not friendlies. But if we're just driving by, let's have a little wave, little hand toss out the window. It's politeness, and that's what we're known for around here. Although I'm not oh, okay.
Politeness.
I'm like, I'm confused.
Was waiting for it, and unfortunately it does happen, chat. Unfortunately, we will be having a remake coming on for Rondo. Not sure just how long it'll take, but we'll bring it back to us. We did the picks. I think they told us we did it a little bit too late. Maybe, Bella. He said we got to do it a little bit sooner. Maybe on the plane when it shows the map. You and I will discuss it then. But for the most part, Rondo, the start of it was something we were looking forward to. But are you expecting maybe Burn in Silence, some of these other teams near the bottom, Bella, to maybe perform better than we saw earlier?
I'm definitely expecting it. Like I said, this is the time when they have to do it. If they don't, they might as well pack it up and go home now, because they're not going to get any farther into it. So while they've not been able to perform thus far, that doesn't mean that they can't. They just have to figure out what they can do, make some changes, and apply them. But it's very possible for them to turn it around. We're only at the halfway point. And as we could see before, I mean, there's only 10-point difference between second place and eighth place. And then you've got your 30s, couple of 30s, and then on down. So let's see if we can't get them closer up into that mix. That way the point spread isn't such a drastic difference.
Yeah, and the point spread, I feel that's going to be the deciding factor. I feel X-Force, what was it, almost 10 points ahead of second place, if I remember correctly. A lot of these people were having these sort of stellar performances, not just today, but also yesterday out of those 5 matches. And I do believe production, even with this break, we're having a little bit of a head-to-head graphic for us to look at. Let's look at our top 2 squads coming out of yesterday's matches. This does not include any statistics from today's first 2 matches we had seen. Luna Esports versus the Panthers. 1 player on Luna Esports, Bella, we saw in that elimination graph at the start of the show. 1 player up there. 2, though, from the Panthers. Both these teams, they were finishing at first and second, but unfortunately today, not a lot of numbers coming out of them.
No, not at all. I mean, this was very impressive to watch, but I'd like to see both of these teams be able to carry through into the rest of the tournament. But thus far, everything that we had seen so far, those damage points are very impressive. It's interesting to see that Luna Esports put up 6,300 plus on the total damage, yet they only had, you know, total elims was 25 versus the Panthers, the 30. So that tells me that they're getting the, you know, they're getting the initial hits, the knocks, but they're not being able to close the deals there. So good damage, you're going to have to turn it up.
Listen, you don't get the elimination points off damage alone. You got to finish the thirst. And well, for the Panthers, now that I'm looking at it, looking back at the overalls from day number 1, with it being that essentially, I believe it was 2-point spread coming into today's matches for Luna Esports and the Panthers theoretically had a better performance over the first place team. Ultimately, the only thing that allowed Luna Esports to stay in that top bracket, right, was those bonus points they were able to achieve through the qualifiers. And really, for this sort of tournament format and seeing it more and more, I feel the bonus points only salvage you maybe a days of lackluster performance. It doesn't keep you in the front running. We see it here now as well. Obviously, when we looked at the overalls, X-Force overtaking Luna off of the 2 winner chicken dinner. So these teams being able to show why they deserve to be here. And I feel some teams may be missing the opportunity here, Bella, of them taking what's theirs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having those bonus points, it is pretty impressive, though, to be able to have those bonus points, to be the top with the 15 bonus points, and you're kind of still in that mix. By now, that tells me that they're performing well overall. They may not have, you know, the chicken dinner to their name, but everything else, stat-wise, they're performing well enough to make up for the fact that they don't have that chicken dinner. Teams that I would love to have difference, though, is like Katch Esports. I'm going to bring them back up again because they were 4th ranked when it came to the bonus points, and then they haven't been able to really do anything with that since. So it almost feels like a waste, you know, a waste of those bonus points at that time if you're not going to be able to capitalize on what you had coming into it. So I'd really like to be able to see some of those teams that did have bonus points perform a little bit better, the ones that are at the lower end of the list here.
And I feel like the list, the real column that I'm looking at when it comes to maybe a team that could have a pop-out performance, right, is going to be the elimination tallies. The eliminations always show that the teams, they're getting the engagements, they're winning a lot of key maybe gunfights, but they're not converting that into a late game scenario. They're not making that into this, let's say, top 3, top 5 finish, because this right tally column, I'm seeing a lot of teams outside of maybe team control where they're maybe only getting 2 or 3 eliminations a game. We've got to improve from that. We've got to adapt and really kind of overcome this idea of we only need 1 or 2 per game. No, we've got to go for the 1 squad wipe minimum. We got to go for the 2 maybe as the standard, and then 3 squad wipes, making it 12 elims. That's the pop-off performance that these teams get. And really, any team on this left side column, we could throw in maybe team control as well, Bella, I feel, to have those pop-off performances. These other squads on this right side here, 9th through 14th, they've got to start showing up here.
They really do. I mean, the difference in between the eliminations from 9 through 14 is drastically different from what we're seeing on the first page. So they absolutely are going to have to, you know, turn it up in these games. The good news is we're only at the halfway point. So that's still time to fix things. I know I'm saying that, but I'm going to say that with like some level of urgency, because it's like staring, you know, it's like being on the edge of a storm and I can literally see it coming down the road. You know what I mean? And so they don't have any more time. We are out of time to try and figure out what's going on. It's going to be make or break for them. But one of the things that I thought was very interesting on that list was New Moon, who is in 7th place currently, is 2nd overall for total elims. So first place has 42 elims, they have 41. All the other teams in between are in the 30s. So because they don't have a chicken dinner to their name, if they did, they'd be farther up that list. So I really think that they have huge potential to move up that list from the bottom of the first page and climb to the top.
Yeah, and I feel for the most part, obviously, I believe we are getting the Rondo room just underway, but with you saying that for New Moon, I might just be making my prediction now, not even seeing the playing path. I'm thinking New Moon, they're due. They're overdue for a win, and with them having the eliminations and the ranked points all ready to be up over a team that has a win, we're talking Team Control being that squad on the 2nd page in 8th place. I feel they need it. Them and Luna Esports, it's a 50-50 for me essentially, but with you teeing it up like that, Bella, it's got to be New Moon. And well, for the most part, with it being Rondo, I feel any team, if they play it right, they have the chance to take home those 10 placement points.
Chat, I've been robbed. Chat, I've been robbed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I laid it out on a silver platter for this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he took,
I'll
he took
take
it right
it.
over me.
I'll
He took
take
it.
it. Yeah.
I've been robbed. Someone call 911. It's all right. It's fine. I'll take it. X-Force is going to land. I'm going to stick with what I said, because I feel like if I don't, then they're definitely going to win. And then I'm definitely going to have to walk back that conversation. So I've backed myself into a corner, and now I just have to stay here. So X-Force, who is going to drop it in Neox Factory, is going to land. The zone is going to end up on them, and they're going to be center of it. I'm calling it now.
Okay. So that's the next script that I wasn't handed, I guess, that they were keeping from me. Almost like The Walking Dead, so to speak, where they don't tell the actors what's going on with their character next week. But nonetheless, I'm a fan of it. I'm hearing some gunfire in the ears momentarily coming your way. But I'm not sure if I'm a test track finish kind of person, okay, Bella? I'm thinking more of a Jaden City, you know, all the way down south. Make it where the zone is ending and there's people 100 meters apart on the rooftops of the buildings.
I have never actually seen a finish over in Dana City. I would actually love to see that. I want to see some fighting going on. I need these ladies on the escalators that are moving. I want to see, you know, some flanking going on, but that purely is only happening because, you know, it's accidental and they're on the little escalators that are moving. There's some major mad verticality in that city, but I just never see anything happen there. So I would welcome that 100%.
Welcome it, welcome indeed. I'm hearing it now. The plane is coming underway. And by the way, you're saying escalators? I'm feeling the zips coming through, okay? All the way up top. Just get up of it really quick. I don't believe you can shoot off the zip, but if you're quick enough, if you're silent enough about it, you can get it done underway. And well, the plane path, it's a lot different from before. We're talking bottom right all the way towards the centralized part of the west. So a lot of that top right section of the map, those POIs not in reach, particularly for a lot of teams, but luckily for your team, Bella, X-Force, Neox Factory, with it being that centralized spot, you're almost always guaranteed to reach it.
Ah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's a beautiful place to be. Who doesn't want to do that? You can take your car's going to get made there at Neox Factory. You can drive it over to the test track and, you know, drive it around a little bit. So it's going to be, it's literally, it's a 2-for-1 deal. I mean, have you ever seen... Remember when the Teslas were here? This map actually would have been so clutch when the Tesla factory was here, because it was that's basically it right there. Take it right on out of there and then drive it over to the test track and give it a whirl. So, but I'm fully expecting X-Force to drop on there. Looks like they're making their way there, and I do not expect anybody to drop on them. But what I will be curious to see is if Burn in Silence goes back to the same spot that they did before, where they got into it with Moon Esports.
And I feel bad for that team that came out on top, right? You got the eliminations, and unfortunately, you know, just competitive stuff happens. Have to get the remake. What can you do? But nonetheless, the early action, it's maybe not going to be there, but Jadena City, these ladies, they heard the cry for at least a fight, particularly for it. I'm seeing Serenity Esports and Katch Esports holding the western edge of the city next to each other. It doesn't look like Stellaris was going to opt to take it as a three-way fight, but Nonetheless, two teams potentially going to duke it out. There is enough loot there, I feel, Bella, for two teams to kind of split it up, but you've got to be on the north and south side of the river. You can't be landing right on top of each other.
No, not at all. I mean, this is a city, ladies. This is not a town or... I'm trying to think of another word for a town. Something small. There you go. It's, but something tiny. This is a city. Yeah, this is Jadina City. It's monster. There is plenty of places to be. So there's no reason for both of these teams to be taking up housing on the far west side of the city. But it is what it is. Like you said, it was interesting. Stellaris was there for a moment, but they were like, absolutely not. They're going to just keep driving on through. So hopefully, I'm sure maybe it wasn't on purpose. I'm sure maybe they'll both just loot up because this is definitely not the engagement I think either one of them want, unless they are being aggressive on purpose and they're going to go for that 3-1 split. Maybe this is the way they want it to happen. It's a possibility.
I think you go for it, especially if you're Katch Esports. Maybe you just send one player now to go for the respawn tower and just send the rest of them to go for it, because we see it right here on the map a little bit. There's only actually 2 players of Serenity in Jadina City currently. The other 2, one of them took a vehicle, rotated very close to Stellaris Esports, and the other one looking for another vehicle spawn, but it looks like that she could not find it. So if you're Serenity, you're on a little bit of a timer, a little bit of a doomsday clock, particularly against the Katch Esports trio that's hunting you, but looks like the timing might be a little bit in their favor. I'm seeing the vehicles now come through from the X-ray. It will be able to disengage, and I feel this is the right play, especially with seeing that circle shift right all the way up to the northeast, centralized on Phyra IXIA's position. It's best just to go and play for that late game. Go for one of those other POI spots. Maybe I could picture them going to the town all the way up northeast, but if you're Katch Esports, the problem now is how much do you think of the city is free for you to loot still? You might be too worried about a solo here.
I mean, listen, I would loot up. It's a big city. Loot up, take a walk on the escalator, please, for me, ladies. I'd like to see that. Although it looks like, we might be seeing a repeat of last game. Looks like Moon Esports is taking a peek over into the distance, and none other than Burn in Silence is over that hill yonder way. So they're just making sure that we don't have the same, it'll be interesting to see if we have the same situation. Ari, I know, is taking a good long look out that window. She wants to shoot somebody. I can tell. I can tell by the way she's leaning out the window. But whether it happens or not, I'm not sure. And I don't think Burn in Silence wants to end up, nobody wants to get in a fight this early again. Maybe. I keep saying that, but we are here with Recall Tower, so.
Listen, if you're Nina Esports, you always got to try to get it back in blood. You got to go for the 1-for-1, and then you get knocked and eliminated, and then you regret trying to be the hero player, right? But nonetheless, it does look like Burn in Silence, they're going to play it a little bit slower, try to collect themselves as a 4-man, as team control starts driving by them, opting particularly maybe to look for that engagement. Not sure if they're going to try to continue looking for the Nina Esports squad, but nonetheless, a lot of these players, it's always this interesting factor early on, especially on a map like Rondo here, Bella, where no one really knows the terrain like the back of their hand. Is a lot of people are going to be going for feelers. When people start trying to feel themselves out on the map, you start seeing people start to overextend. And it actually looks like here now, one of the Panthers players potentially overextending and getting caught out by Katch Esports.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be an unfortunate situation for them. But hey, luckily for them, Recall Towers. So, I mean, this is that kind of like offhanded aggressive play that, we could potentially see Katch Esports, especially, I know that they've got one knocked player, but also they potentially need to get aggressive in this moment because they've got a lot of catching up to do. And we were talking about them before the match started. This is a team that showed up in 4th place with the bonus points. So they really have to turn and burn at this moment. And maybe that's the opportunity and what they're trying to do.
And I feel like for them, the only key component that might kind of bite them in the ass when it comes to it all said and done is the fact that it's essentially 3 teams in front of them that they're chasing. They might not understand that it's not the Panthers they're tailing behind. They might think it's a 3-man when really it's the 4-stack of Serenity. So we'll have to wait and see. It does look like Katch Esports is wanting to make the pounce onto one of the players, one of the stragglers on the backside onto Amanda. And this is one of the scary components. You go for the chase, but if another teammate is just in front of him, goes for the stop and goes for the shots, you're going to be giving the opening knock. And Well, it's going to be Soren, going to be the first one down for Katch Esports now. Trying to constrict down. We do have the vehicle in play for Amanda to work with. Nade is primed, and for Katch Esports, this is always the doomsday scenario. You don't want to let your player get knocked and thirsted in the same swift movement. Try to go for these shots, but it's always the timer, always that matter of fact. And, well, unfortunately for Serenity, it looks like Stellaris heard this commotion here, Bello, and they're looking for the third-party shots. And, well, for Katch Esports, you're the only team that's really just thanking the graces of a third party now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, as a third-party situation, though, Katch Esports really had them, you know, pinched. I mean, they came in on both sides of the team there for a moment, so I thought that they were going to be able to pull that off, but Stellaris was like, no, we are here, and even though they're a two-man team right now, they already have 2 elims to their name, and they were willing to play, and willing and wanting to play spoilers. So as a two-man team, they're going to try to take and need to take every opportunity that they can, because the majority of their game is going to be spent hiding and just trying to survive till endgame.
Endgame. I'm not too particularly a fan of this circle shift, especially if you're wanting to play endgame, just because I feel with how the zones have been going today, I got a strange feeling it might pull up all the way to the north side across that river there. You said this is the map that has the least amount of water. Well, if you still got water, even if it's a small amount, Bella, it's always a pain in the ass to get your vehicles across. So these players definitely hoping that what I'm saying definitely does not come to fruition and pull all the way up north for everyone to make the wide rotation. But Katch Esports, we see now still have yet to move from their position here. It does look like the duo that was next to him from Serenity will be caught out and eliminated. So taking their time, rotating up, understanding that it was a third party. And well, if you're a Stellaris Esports fan, you're not liking what you're seeing, because it actually looks like Katch Esports here, Bella. They go 2-2. They're looking to take the next engagement on it, but we got to go north. This is a slam compound. Nina Esports against Control. What happened to Control?
Oh my gosh. Control is,
They're gone.
They're losing control. They've lost control. That's what's happening. Nina Esports, it looks like, have absolutely pounded on his head. See what happened, but that's an interesting situation for them. Burn in Silence, however, is getting rolled up on Biscuit while she has the S12K in her hand. That might not be enough, because Lily Esports is coming in hard, but she does get the knock. And onto Ali, and the finish.
Oh, man.
Oh, I was looking, hoping maybe that could have been amazing. Could have been amazing. But we've got another Burn in Silence player who is off on an angle, trying to provide any type of coverage that she can. But it is getting, it's getting frisky down there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's looking like X-Force off that knock alone, gonna look for the full third-party commit. Burn in Silence had such a good opportunity, but opted not to just send all 4 players to the compound to help out. When you spread yourself in like this, you start getting worked when you don't want to. And well, for X-Force, their shots paid dividends. 2 eliminations to their name. The surround on the Lily Esports trio actually make it a duo. We see Tara actually cutting ties. She's just gonna leave the 2 of them. I'm liking the idea. You have the respawns, might as well cut ties and let loose. Still though, 2 players up. We have seen some members so far here tonight, Bella, I feel, come out with the 2-man clutch, 2-woman clutch, I guess you could say, for it. And well, now the task is gonna be on to Carol. Nice bait play, not peaking enough for the Overwatch to come through. And well, I think it's almost a the Burn in Silence mistakes here, Bella. Not going for the full aggression as a 4-man, allowing the people in the compound to just dismember you one by one.
Yeah, I don't think that this was a good play by X-Force, absolutely, because now instead of all 4 of them just pushing in, Carol, they were under pressure. They were injured, they were just coming off of an engagement, and they were not ready for another one. So X-Force, I feel like, missed a huge opportunity to just slam into that compound with Ali off on the side. They could have easily overtaken these 2 team members, but instead they lost one of their own team members, and now it appears that they are in the EMP zone, and they are now in the EMP zone as well. So I was like, what is that word? EMP zone. So missed opportunity, you know, definitely in my opinion by X-Force. I understand they're gonna want to play it safe. They obviously don't want to go out, especially on a remake, but still, they had that. They had them dead to rights.
Yeah. They had it. But thankfully for them, they are the ones that have their back towards the blue zone. They actually opted to send 1 or 2 players to actually hold inside the next circle shift to not get backfilled. So nice stuff to see out of them. We do see YL potentially going for a revive, but unfortunately, Davila is going to be knocked. That's going to be the player that was playing Overwatch onto the Lily Esports duo. So just as a 2-person squad holding that compound, we're able to get 2 knocks and thirsts onto X-Force, as well as salvaging the loot and vehicles left at the compound. Circle shift did pop as well. We're talking Stage 3. It's centered up just west of this compound fight we've been seeing for the last minute or two. Looking at teams like Katch Esports from earlier on, Stellaris, Serenity, still having to go every single zone, it seems here, Bello, rotate into the next circle shift. And I really just hope at the end of the day, with so much driving they do, that they have a chance to at least give themselves a fight. Try to make sure that you can get those shots down, because you don't want to just be driving all game and just going out to blue zone.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Panthers are actually holding a really prime position on that, facing outwards of the blue zone. And people are going to have to drive right by them because, 1, they're probably not familiar with this, map as they are with Erangel. And 2, there are not that many bridges that they're going to have to get. There's like 1 bridge all the way over north side of Stadium, but they're going to have to drive right by the Panthers. And it looks like maybe Katch Esports has rolled right up. Like here, Soren has rolled right up to the back of Panthers. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. I don't know. That's necessarily, Oh, Soren does get the knock onto Yummy, though. Sage gets the knock. Sage gets the knock onto Yummy, I'm sorry. This is
but the nice thing, though, is, the nice thing is for Katch Esports, Bella, is the fact that they left Soren on the off angle to get the knock. All the other players, them just driving up in the vehicles, even though they got some damage into themselves, they have the vehicles next to them. They're the ones that are able to apply immediate pressure, while the Panthers might need to scramble. And, well, it leads to these opportunities. Their only play is to give up the terrain. And, well, when you see the circle shift, you're a Katch Esports fan, you're loving seeing this situation, because this allows them to finally get the breathing room I felt they needed to be able to make themselves into the next circle shift. We saw that kind of centralize up towards the west a little bit, but just that sort of basic part of the map here, I'm pretty sure a lot of this terrain in the center here, Bella, is going to be completely flat outside of these 1 or 2 compounds. So you're going to need all the time you can get to at least even whether making it the car forts or the crater divots. Play it out, though. We go to the compound fight now here, Bella. Lily Esports versus Nina Esports. Which squad do we think's taking it?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, dude, Lily Esports has been able to hold themselves down in a compound every single time that they've had somebody come up against them. So, I mean, my bet is potentially on Lily Esports, but Nina is getting a really good. They are surrounded. Oh, but with that S-Code cake. Close, but it wasn't enough. Absolutely wasn't enough. Unfortunately, Lily Esports is going to go down. Shouldn't have said anything. Nina Esports is going to be the one to take over that compound. And they've got the Panthers who heard those shots. And now they're looking down in there to see, is this something that they could potentially pounce on while this team has to get healed back up?
Yeah, but the issue for the Panthers is the fact that they had to scramble so fast. They had no idea what the north looks like, so they had to clear out their backside instead of trying to go for that third-party play. And, well, the other team, Katch Esports, they were able to kind of work themselves all the way around the Panthers with all 4 of their vehicles up, while, unfortunately, we were talking about that north side. An opportunity for the Panthers. They were very spread out thin here on this northern side, just outside of the circle here, but they have an opportunity here, I feel, about to go for this third party at the compound.
We really do. It'll be interesting to see what the Panthers are going to do with this, because we've got both Serenity and Nina Esports down here at this compound. Goat, unfortunately, is sitting in the blue zone, and that is not the place we want to be. If we've learned anything today, is that Papa Blue Zone will take you out of this game faster than anybody else will. So you guys got to make fast decisions on what you're going to want to do here. Panthers are going to potentially rotate down into a third-party situation, while Serenity and Nina Esports duke it out.
Yeah, and duking it out. I'm not sure how long you want to really be duking it out for, right? Because you need to make this somehow a 4-for-0 trade while not making it a minute-long fight. The zone, the timer, it's ticking. It hasn't started closing yet, but just with the time alone going down, especially with players getting knocked from nades and shots time to go for the resets, and well, Nina Esports, they're not going to give you the opportunity to do so. So Lema getting the knock in the thirst, now pushing the initiative, pushing the envelope, and pushing players into the death crates. 4 players down. This is what you wanted to see, and well, with 8 eliminations here, Bella, I'm kind of regretting my choice because they're looking like a dominant force right now in this lobby.
Absolutely, and Team Control said, hold on, wait a minute, I want to get involved in this fight too, and they started taking down some of those Serenity players. So now Team Control has joined the fight, in addition to Panthers that are on the backside, and everybody's eyes are right now at Nina Esports. It's kind of a sketch place to be right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Nina Esports, I'm not sure if they even recognize that the Panthers had a player, you know, that duo or trio just ratting on the roadside above him. But we see it here now, Team Control. I like this spread that they had, but maybe the smoke grenades being a little bit too safe of a comfort to play behind one player almost getting knocked and the other one already being down in the ground. So the timing is going to have to be there. We're actually seeing a lot of shots come through, a lot of these solos and duos around the map trying to be a thorn in the side for a lot of these teams. And unfortunately for Nina Esports, it's going to be the Panthers duo raining down on them. The zone still 80, 90 meters outside. We're not too close just yet to making it into the next circle shift. This is where a lot of the utility usage, whether it's those sort of explosive bows, the nades, the pyramid call downs from the deployable cover, or just the smoke grenades themselves will come through. But hey, if you're Team Control, why not just start driving into the circle, you know? But why not just stack and just move in? Because, well, if everyone else is doing the same thing, no one else is going to be able to shoot you. And well, for Team Control, you've said it plenty times here tonight, they're starting to take control.
They really are. I mean, they have been placed over on the right side of the page. We see them in 8th place, and they're a team that I don't really think deserves to be over there. See some of them getting knocked right here. Juan Heda knocking somebody from New Moon right now. Dr. Pepe knocking Juan Heda. So they are trading, and Melly dropping ladies from Team Control. So everybody is lobbing onto everybody. It's kind of a cluster situation we're looking at.
Yeah, on this eastern side, I feel it's just with it being such that flat terrain, and well, if it's flat terrain, as long as you can see the deployable cover, you're able to nade around it just like anything else. Melly clutching up for the squad. That's going to be the duo being able to come in. So they allowed Nina Esports to rotate early on and then just said, hey, you know, we're going to backfill. We're going to turn our sights to Team Control afterwards. And, oh, even as a duo, now towards the centralized squad, X-Force. They are going to be just a 3-man squad, but for them, if everyone else has been taking shots, struggling with making it into the next circle shifts, you know they're going to be at a man disadvantage. They do have one player knocked. They do have a little bit of cover, though, to work with here, Bello. So I feel a lot of these squads, even with getting damage down onto the centralized team, you got to be moving yourself into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we're just on board with Dior Esports, who pulled up right on the backside of Luna. We're able to take her out. Dr. Killa dropping the last remaining member of Luna Esports, and they are out now. Dior Esports, we actually hadn't seen much of them from this game. They were on the far west side of the map. A little bit of backwards driving here. I'm super impressed by these ladies. Is there nothing they can't do? But they are starting to get into the mix themselves. So taking out and getting into an engagement right now with New Moon Esports. Also having to deal with that blue zone. I feel like hasn't stopped moving. Seriously.
Yeah, and unfortunately, if you're not in the center of it, you're going to be moving every single circle shift. And like you said, Dior, that's a team that came in all the way from the west. But if they move so much, you feel they're comfortable with doing that. One of their players, unfortunately, being knocked on the rotation. They do slam. They do get up close and personal, having essentially a 1v1 scenario against one of the Nina Esports members. We'll be able to get the heal off. We're watching Katch Esports. This is going to be the duo, the other side of the compound, essentially. Too afraid to push up, not sure, not understanding really that it's actually just 2 solos in the compound here, ratting next to one another. And oh my gosh, I mean, just look at that. Just
this is craziness.
Would you prefer the building or the car in this spot, Bella? Be honest with me.
Does my car have gas in it?
No gas. You don't get to go in the car. It's just there for looks. You're window shopping with it.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I kind of feel like I'd take the car. Because the obvious,
Car?
maybe take the car. I'd maybe take the car. Look, they assume I'm in the building right now. They're not even looking at my car right now.
They're looking at the other car. How about that?
It's the other one. They're not convinced. They don't know yet. What? And this is crazy. And then you got Moon.
Oh!
Did they get the knock? No.
No. In a dream.
She's cooking the nade. Oh, no. Ari goes down. Oh, is that Nate? Oh, Nate's not going to connect onto Dr. Killa. We've got Sage and Jesse who smell blood. They want to get it on Dr. Killa, who is the last remaining member from Dior Esports, and she is not ready to leave this game yet, Enigma.
Hey, I mean, and she's used every med known to man. We're talking only 5 bandages left, a few energy drinks to say the least, but luckily for her, I feel Katch Esports doesn't have any more utility themselves, but they're not the only people in the lobby. New Moon Esports, by the way, the pick that I stole from you. 4 players up, 8 eliminations to their name. We're talking top 2 scenario, and with this being stage 8, the circle's closing just to the west side out of the compound here, Bella. I don't like teeing it up like this, but I'm seeing a prediction win for New Moon Esports.
I mean, I might have already called this before you stole my pick. I called this so hard. They heard what I said. They were like, you know what, Bella? You are absolutely right. They took what I said to heart. They ran with it, and they said, hold on, girl. Hold my beer. I got you. And here we are. And we're about to see them take this chicken dinner. I think you're absolutely right.
Now, just look at the patience, too. Saving the utility for when the blue zone starts closing, so you know Katch Esports is going to be eating it. Jess going to be the first one down. We'll be able to get an immediate knock from Sage, but it's always a matter if you can find more knocks, more shots going down range. And, well, unfortunately for her, she's got to deal with lots of cover that New Moon Esports is able to work with. A little bit of a prime nade, a little bit of a trade knock, and that's going to be it. New Moon Esports, the winner, chicken dinner, all 4 players up, Bella. I believe that's going to be 10 eliminations under their way. So for a squad that we wanted to see come up, you teed it up perfectly at the start of the game. What a way to win it out.
That was absolutely impressive. I am so excited for these ladies because I feel like this is what they needed. They were a team that has consistently performed. They were ranked 2nd overall for elims. They had 41 elims going into this, only second to X-Force, who had 42. They were just the only ones that didn't have the chicken dinner. So this is exactly what they needed to move up the ranking.
Yeah, and I feel the rankings itself, I'm not even sure what that's going to be looking like. Nina Esports being one of those squads that needed a pop-off performance. We're able to get that done. A lot of these teams needing points. A lot of the teams at the top, I felt, going out pretty early that game. So that's the switch up we want to see, right? Unfortunately, we can only give one winner chicken dinner per game. A lot of these teams maybe wanted it themselves, but unfortunately, it only goes to the team that deserves it the most. And of course, when we looked at that match, I mean, New Moon Esports, you took it. There's no debate on it whatsoever. And when it comes to these sort of match results, I'm interested in seeing, Bella, which squads were able to get the eliminations under the belt, because we saw a lot of knocks, but I'm not sure exactly who really was able to kind of confirm those eliminations at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe here, something that I really am happy about is that Katch Esports, while they just went out 2nd place, they had 7 elims. And this is a team that I have been harping on that really needed to do something. They haven't been finishing very well. They haven't been getting any elims. And they came in, like I said, I've mentioned this several times before, 6th on the bonus points. So that's a team that needed to show up. And while they didn't get the win, 2nd place is as close as it's going to get. Plus, they've got some elims under their name. So I'm very happy to see that.
And it looks like Dior Esports as well. They were able to get just 3 eliminations. The placement, we're able to salvage them a little bit, but squad I was making note of, Nina Esports, the Panthers as well, being able to get a lot of eliminations their way. But with it being Rondo, I feel this elimination tally, Bella, is still a little bit low. I feel a lot of players maybe actually just ended up going out to the blue zone that match.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Papa Blue Zone is king. Papa Blue Zone is king. Everybody knows this, and everybody underestimates him. You can't start a fight in the blue zone if you're not prepared to finish it immediately, because otherwise it doesn't matter what you do. Both your teams are going out, and then you've ended your game early. So you're absolutely right. I feel like these numbers are not reflective of teams that have recall opportunities. So blue zone was definitely a factor.
See, and maybe that's just a competitive match for you then. We didn't see too many teams other than maybe X-Force using the recall, so I don't want to hear you complaining about recall towers and Rondo, Bella, but Luckily enough, we're talking only Miramar and Erangel remain tonight. They're talking halfway point done. The overall scores, we're getting them calculated for you guys in the back, but when it comes to these sort of top sevens, that sort of left side of the panel here, I feel Nina Esports might honestly be up there into that top 7 range, because Team Control, even though we saw them in the late game, he didn't put up too great of a performance. So I feel that left side panel, it's going to be shaken up even more.
Yeah, it's gonna, I really am excited to see what these numbers are gonna turn out, because I'm not exactly sure, like you said, and I feel like there could be some massive moving around. It's exciting. It's exciting. Like, you know what I mean? Because we're reaching that halfway point, and it's good to see some movement out of these teams. Again, we're not seeing just the standard top teams that are just running away with it and the other teams aren't giving up. So, you know, Katch Esports coming up in there. We've got some movement. We've got some life. I'm excited to see where these numbers shake out.
Well, the life for the most part halfway done with the tournament. We've seen some signs of life out of squads like X-Force, the Panthers, and Luna Esports, but of course we're talking only halfway. 7 more games remain, 2 tonight. When we come back, you guys, Erangel coming your way. New Moon Esports, the winner of Rondo, me stealing Bella's pick, quote unquote stealing.
Definitely
making sure that everything stays spicy for the most part. But coming up now, we've got Erangel next, Bella. These teams right now, it's the map that we all know and love. And, well, for the most part, I'm wanting to see more mortar action coming in tonight.
I am loving these mortars. I mean, it's basically sniping, in my opinion. That's all I see.
Really?
Sniping. You're shooting people. You're not even shooting people. You're mortaring people. I guess that's what we would call that, right?
Lobbing?
You're mortaring, lobbing, nading, exploding people. I'm not sure what the proper
Exploding.
term
I like that one.
There we go. Not sure what the proper terms is, but it's exciting, and you could do it from several hundred meters away. So that is sniping in my brain, dude. And it's a one hit. Are you kidding me? I hope we see more and more of it. I'd like to see the whole team line up with them and just lob all four onto one place at one time. I mean, just imagine the cinematics I would create.
Oh, man.
Insane.
Now imagine they skin the mortars, you know, imagine they bring it in where it's like a firecracker or like, you know, a Halloween themed one. It's something that we expect. For the most part, the expectations, we wanted to see movement on the leaderboard. 7th place team, Bella, after just one win all the way up to 2nd place. We're talking just a 6-point difference between them and 1st place. The team that needed to win, I thought it was going to be Luna Esports today getting it, but after your graceness, your words to the PUBG gods, New Moon Esports shoots up the leaderboards.
I will be selling anybody lottery ticket numbers if they'd like to know, because apparently I'm very good at fortune telling. This is all I know. This is all I know. It couldn't have happened at a better time, because we were looking at the numbers. I'm looking at everything and I'm like, man, all these ladies need is a W, and we can, you know, shoot all the way up the ranks. And they did it. They delivered. They heard the call and they said, no worries, Bella, we got you, baby. And it was absolutely insane.
I just want to commemorate as well just the fact that how close this leaderboard really is, because yeah, 1st place to 8th, it's 76 or so points, or excuse me, 36 or so points. But when you're starting to try to move up towards that 2nd, 3rd place, you're trying to just go only one placement up at a time. We're talking it's only 4 or 5 point differences. With how many games are left, if we were to make gains on certain teams every so game or so, Bella, I feel when it comes down to it, even with that point spread of 30 points, it's not a lot at the end of the day.
It's really not. I mean, placement points plus, you know, a good handshake of a bunch of eliminations, and boom, baby, there you go. You got the numbers that you're needing in order to move up. Consistency is going to be key. I need them to know what they're doing. I need them to come in, get the elims, get the placement points, and it's doable.
See, I'm a little worried though, because you said handshakes for elims. Are your hands just registered deadly weapons? Is what
They
I'm
are,
hearing?
actually.
Like you're
Both.
just that kind of person where, like, I should be worried if I try to give you a handshake IRL, because you just said you're kind of making me nervous, Bella.
I mean, listen, these hands, I have a concealed carry, and it's not for a gun. It's for these hands, okay?
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. And, you know, I went to military school, brother. That's a whole,
Really?
there's a whole class on how to handshake. That's a whole class. Not just, they don't teach you that just one time. They teach you the proper techniques of that. Trust me. So yes, it's a thing. I'm deadly.
See, I'm worried about Mr. Flip now, because now I'm worried you're gonna be like, did you have to tell him when you're talking to him, like, yeah, you can never, if you touch my hands, it's game over sort of thing, you know? But hopefully it's just you out there that has that. I'm kind of worried now going out in public, just some random person I bump into, I say, you know, sorry, I give him a handshake, and then I'm just on the ground.
I mean,
like,
listen.
I don't want it to be like that.
Just, you know, make sure that when you make eye contact with them, you give them that, hey, please don't, you know, don't do anything sussy to me. Don't break my hands. I just really actually just want to shake your hand. And don't worry, if they're not a concealed carry weapon type of person, you're going to be just fine.
Okay.
There's very little of us out there, I promise.
Okay. That's good. Well, I'm blessed to know you then, in case there's someone that rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll shake their hand for you.
Oh, yeah. Hand, but for the most part, unfortunately, a lot of these teams, they're not going to be shaking anyone's hands. What is that? Probably a third of the map into the water, all the way down southwest. And if you're X-Force, you're kind of just loving seeing these zones, because you've been the team, the only squad that lands military base, as much as you and I want to see more teams down there all the way down south, if you're the only team there, you just get free pickings of everything. And you just hope that it's one of those hard shifts where you can just sit on the bridge, get on top of it, you sit behind that RV right at the end of it, and you just wait for the chaos to unfold.
I mean, they really do have all the time in the world now, honestly, because the entire, basically, the entirety of military base is going to be in this next zone. There is nobody there, and I'm sure that they've done their due diligence. They've done their VOD reviews. They know that nobody has come there. Obviously, Bird and Silence did drop there the first Aaron Gale game that we have, but they kind of landed, took a little bit of stuff, and bounced real quick. So it really wasn't a situation to them. So I think X-Force is going to be sitting pretty. You've got, obviously, a few other teams. You've got Stellaris Esports that are already just on the other side of that bridge that might potentially, you know, pose a problem depending on which way that zone shifts. I'd personally love for it to keep going south.
Hey, south, I mean, I'm a fan of the North Pole, but hey, they've got to have at least some of those elves down there in the south, or at least some polar bears maybe, I'm not sure. Now, imagine this, okay? Now that I just said polar bears, I'm wanting us to bring Vikendi back. We rework it. We bring Vikendi back. I know you're a huge Vikendi fan. Every CC is a huge Vikendi fan. We bring it back, we rework it, and we have it where you could ride a polar bear.
Oh my God. PUBG Mobile, are you listening to this man? Please, devs, call him right now. With all the ideas that have come out of his mouth thus far, that is absolutely the best one I've heard so far. Better than anything you've said. Yes, please, and thank you. I love the Vikendi.
I don't know, but the Bella Fox stuff, like the merge stuff, that was a good idea too. I mean, come on, a little Fox plushie or something, that would be the icing on the cake there. I'm not sure if that's just a leak now that I just said, or probably just ruin your grand surprise at the end of it all on your next stream, but
maybe.
Nonetheless, these teams, I mean, I would like to see some merch from some of the E-squads. Some of the logos I'm seeing, I think my favorite logo, if you had to choose a logo here, well, okay, we're on a little bit of a lull, so let's just start looking through some of the teams specifically. If you were to look at one of these squads for a logo, kind of the jersey, which squad would you go with?
Yeah, there's a few that I really like. Listen, I really like New Moon's Esports because, you know, girly, and it's a you know, half moon, and it's very
girly.
I love it. No, girly.
Maybe.
So I love it. I love that. I like Lily Esports. I like the way that looks. Just overall, it's a very classy look. X-Force, obviously, that's a really good one. I like the Panthers as well. Burn it.
Hey, you're kind of saying like half the lobby now. I
know, but it's not my fault. They've got really good logos. What am I supposed to do? They're all so amazing.
Hey, listen, you said New Moon Esports. I'm like, yeah, man, I love the cat. And you're like, it's girly. And I was like, man, like, I can't.
You're like, nah.
So am I girly now? Like, is that how this works? Is that the transitive property or something? I'm not sure. I'm not a magician, to say the least. But, I mean, for the most part, yeah, I'm a fan of Luna Esports, their logo. And something about Goexia, the gold with it, with, like, the outline. Almost like it's one of those neon signs, like on the strip or something, you know? You're down there at the casinos, and it's just calling your name. It's drawing you and just trying to say, come here. You see it here now. I mean, just look at that. It's the GX. Like, you can't get much better than that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no confusion when I see this team. Even if I couldn't read the names that were on the screen right now, I could definitely see that logo and be like, yep, that's Goexia. So, you know, beautiful. I gotta lend some agreements with you. Who doesn't love gold?
You know, I'm more of a silver person, though. I'm gonna be that guy. You like wearing gold or silver more? Yeah. Some people like gold, some people like silver.
Depends on what it is. Depends on what it is.
Some people like wearing seashells or those little candy bracelets, you know? Like, it's whatever you feel like rocking.
Dude, I couldn't wear one of those candy bracelets for more than like 5 minutes. I would eat the whole thing. I have like zero, I can't buy candy. I'm not even kidding. Like, there's no buying candy for me at the store because I have zero willpower and I just eat the bag in one setting. I'm like, I don't even know why we did this. I have no willpower.
Hey, maybe it just means you need to get more candy until you're satisfied. But until you're satisfied, 2 teams desperately need to have outcome in this engagement. Team control. Nina Esports going to be Leo Mary getting one and done onto the squad. It actually looks like this is going to be a rotational fight, so bit of a miscommunication. Some players stopping, some players going on either team, but ultimately for team control, it's going to be them coming out on top with just one elimination. That Nina Esports trio, they opted to rotate down south towards Serenity. It will be split currently, but with it being a 4-man being so early on, they might still opt to try to play this as a split, but as I say that, of course, Amanda unfortunately got out and knocked from the trio. Both of these squads now, I feel, Bella, having to scramble, really try to salvage the situation because we're not on Rondo. There's no respawn towers, and every player that gets knocked is a chance for them to be permanently out of this game. And, well, if you're in a spot like this, not even too far off the centralized spot, you got to keep every man to yourself.
You really do. You're going to have to make smart plays and make smart decisions, and you can't you can't freak out this early in the game. You got to keep your head level with what's going on. And Serenity is down here fighting with Nina Esports, and you've got Team Control, who is clearly ready to swoop in and potentially third party the situation. We see Leo Mary driving up here on the side, who is getting shot at by Nina Esports. They said, no, you are not going to come up here and take a peek at what's going on. This is not your fight. This is our fight. So Nina Esports is currently holding down this compound with Serenity and Team Control staring at them. This is about to get spicy, Enigma. Spicy.
Yeah, but the problem is I look at a Team Control, they only had one player go for that off angle, that sort of aggressive push, and ultimately it allowed us to start driving up and potentially look for the 4th or 5th party. Almost able to knock Carol. 1 HP, buggy tire is done, so she will be running on foot, but unfortunately for Team Control, with them having all 4 players looking south, they don't know exactly where all of these players are at. They don't know what the lay of the land is really safe for them to play behind, and really now it's just that sort of damage control left in the lobby. We do see some players, looks like Nina Esports, they opted to actually leave the compound from Serenity. They're going to actually backfill towards the old compound Mards had occupied, so a little bit of a bait and switch handshake sort of swap potential going on with both of those squads, but there's still action going down on the north side, at least from the compound there at Ferry Pier. It's going to be Lily Esports still trying to cause chaos.
Yeah, Lily Esports actually looks like they were also potentially chasing a Stellaris member who looks like they were maybe coming up to check and see. I mean, there was a lot of gunshots that was going on over here that happened very, very fast. We're barely into this game and already a lot has happened, and potentially Diablo and X-Force, they heard the shots too, because now they are driving over in this direction, headed directly for potentially Team Control. I don't know if they're aware yet that they are there, but now that they're getting shot at, they definitely know that they're in the area. Diablo taking a couple of shots, but they've got both of their vehicles probably floored if I had to take a guess, and Lady not able to land those shots.
And listen, you got to make your best Jason Statham impression. The death race, 2 of their players made it through. The 3rd one coming in hot as well, being best. Just trailing behind, but they're still distracted. There's still that 4th member of YLW trying to make through to the ends. Can she make it through the gauntlet? It actually looks like none of the control players opting to recognize there is one player remaining from X-Force as well. This late, I'm not really picturing this player ever going down for the most part, but for X-Force, it doesn't really stop their ability. They had to opt to rotate under control, meaning they go through Serenity and Nina Esports. So wondering where exactly it actually looks like those shallow bunkers on the beach side just south of the compound is going to be their spot. And well, thankfully for X-Force, I feel with both of these teams, so they're north and the east, with them losing players early on from those sort of weird engagement slams at the compound, no one's really going to be forcing X-Force into the open. They're able to wait here and just essentially sit for that next circle shift.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. Hey, Enigma, I got a question. Did you hear any honking as X-Force drove through that? Did they honk at anybody? Really, we got to get on the horn with these ladies about this. If they're going to continue to do these drive-bys on all these teams, I feel like they at least need to start honking and waving. Just my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, it's the polite thing that they could do, in my opinion.
See, we got to get like a confetti cannon or something on some of the top of these car skins where instead of a honk, it just shoots off like a little flare and it's like a BM almost, like an emote. Like, hey, see ya. Like, imagine that last X-Force member, you're driving by and team control is too late to shoot you and you just start shooting off little emotes above your car. PUBG, I'll be here all weekend. So, whoever needs a message, let me know what goes down. Bella and I both will be free for the DMs, but I'd want that. Though you wouldn't be able to put that on a cannon. You wouldn't be able to put it on every skin. It'd only be certain car skins.
I mean, as long as it's one that I can shoot anything, I don't care, dude. I just want to shoot it off and troll people. I mean, is that potentially the ultimate troll?
This is how we do it. We have it where the camel could spit on someone.
Oh my
like
god!
They do in person. Yeah, they just shoot it out, and it's like you can just make it a color, like they're blowing like bubble gum or something, and it's just a popping sound. Oh man, we might be geniuses here, Bella.
We should be writing this stuff down.
Yeah,
like we can't
well, luckily
forget.
It's streamed.
Thank goodness. I'm going back and getting this
Clint,
from the tapes.
don't be privating this broadcast, okay? These are our ideas. We've got the copyright on it in some way.
100%.
Some sort of royalties on it.
I need to get paid for my ideas.
I'm needing the money.
Absolutely insane. But we've got team control here. Who is taking a look? Because right across the street, and by across the street, I mean across the field, is Lily Esports. I don't know if they're exactly aware of where Chapina is, but they might. They might, since she's shooting at them right in the face. So it's a possibility.
Well, at least Chapina knows where they're at, because she almost just put that person down 6 feet under off of one burst. So I'd be kind of concerned if I was Lily Esports, even with being the 4-man. You might not know it's a trio of control or just the fact that you really want to even take this engagement, because a lot of these teams, well, they're either off in Narnia up into the northwest, or they're already kind of centralized up in the circle. You're not really needing to take this engagement, and well, with there only being 13 teams left remaining, unless you get an opening knock, which, right as I say that, of course, the Lily Esports does get it. You're not going to be wanting to make the push, but Chapina, they're going to be the first one to fall. Remaining. No respawns in this game, and unfortunately for Katie, down to 1 HP. Buggy in a dream. Lady's going to be just ahead in the Sonic vehicle, trying to lead the charge, trying to find a place to call home, and well, unfortunately for them, a lot of these spots already are taken. We're seeing the Panthers up onto their right side. Moon Esports, all the way down southwest. So even if you wanted to try to rotate out of the center, you can't, but this might be a little bit of a saving grace. The centralized warehouse, the center compound here, Bella, completely free for the taking. The only question mark for me now is going to be, can they hold even any part of this as a duo?
I mean, if I'm going to be honest, no, I don't think it's going to happen for very much longer, because I mean, we can take, you and I can see where everybody's rotating, and I'm just going to say it's getting a little sketch out there for them, a little too spicy. I mean, they literally, in an effort to get away from Lily Esports, was getting shot by Nita Esports because they drove too close to them. The fact that place is empty right now is actually kind of shocking. I'm not going to lie. I mean, but there are a lot of people. We've got another team right now, Stellaris Esports, just sitting on the east side of the quarry. We've also got Team 10, which is Goexia, the north side of that area that they're at. So a lot of places, or a lot of teams are starting to kind of close in on them. That is going to become prime real estate.
Yeah, and prime real estate, unfortunately, if you're a duo, you're maybe even going to be a little too concerned of just trying to fire off warning shots. If you don't play loud in a position like this, a team like Goexia might just make the call to go for the full slam. They might even just think that it's free of a compound. And well, when you're a 4-man, you always expect there's someone at the compound, play it safe, clear it out, and then play for those eliminations outside of it. But fortunate enough for them, they do have a bit of time left to potentially maybe rework where they're at in the compound. We see a lot of these teams still just waiting on the circle shift to happen. 20 seconds left essentially on this next zone pop, but south side is looking like it's getting a little bit too dicey here. We're talking Phyra IXIA coming in all the way from the north, finally finding their spot in the circle shift onto Moon Esports, and it looks like both of these teams looking for this sort of positioning in the circle, but fortunate for both of them, Bella, that circle shift pops, and well, they're damn near nowhere close to it.
No, but you know who is close to it? The Panthers. They are sitting dead center of that zone, and I bet they're loving it. Goexia also with a great placement up on top of those hills. They're split up a little bit and kind of a right now, but it's looking amazing. But New Moon and Phyra, they are not ready. They don't care if the zone is shifted. They're ready to get into it. Well, they were ready to get into it. But I think Gomita said maybe, maybe not. She's debating whether to head out yet or not. And at the same time, Diabla was checking to see if she had any off-angle potentials. But I'm not sure. It looks like they may be trying to disengage from this, which, again, Upper Blue Zone is coming in. Fighting for the best.
Yeah, I feel if you're New Moon, I would have liked to have seen potentially just a 4-man crash onto the duo. You knew that Phyra IXIA player after the knock, they had another one out off onto the off angle, but nonetheless, at least getting one of these other Phyra IXIA players up opens up the fight completely for you to get a clean wipe. But 40 seconds left on the clock, 10 seconds of it being to be able to revive just one teammate member, and then 5 for the heal reset. It always just that ticking time of how long you're willing to commit to a fight like this. And well, thankfully for New Moon, one of their players chose to stay back, got the off angle, got the knock and the thirst on a player in the compound, allowing the team to fully collect themselves. And well, now we see Tigers 1v4 situation. Can she come out on top?
I mean, she did have a nade. It was possible. One well-placed nade. What are we saying? We'll take them all out. But Gomita is chucking in the molly. She's going to be backed into a corner. She does have the S12K, so anything is possible at this point. They're coming in fast. They're coming in heavy. Just don't think it's going to happen.
It's causing a lot of commotion. Molotov on the ground. She actually ran over, but no one really finding the mark, understanding where she's at. And she's actually playing it nice and slow and quiet. She gets one knocked down and out. And well, if you're New Moon Esports, you might be able to get the pickup, but will that player be able to get the med kit off? Will you be able to get into this next circle shift? Because we see that red timer on the top right, 24 seconds left. Can you make it into the next circle shift? And well, if you're Diablo, you got to make sure you at least get your teammate in, but we're actually driving off. I would have liked to see just at least a little bit of a taxi cab service for the teammate. Yeah, they're going to be going down and out, so New Moon Esports losing a player to the solo is not the way you want to go out. We turn our sights all the way down south here. X-Force, they had the bunker spot on the shoreline here, Bella, struggling to make it in. They do have all 4 players left up, but I'm not sure if they have any vehicles. And well, the next circle shift shows the Panthers as well as Katch Esports really the only 2 teams in solid real estate spots. X-Force here, they're gonna have to start making moves, and unfortunately it doesn't seem like they have vehicles to do it.
No, unfortunately not. X-Force is going to get pinched right there by Nina Esports and Lily Esports on either side of them. But Serenity Esports, who is down to a duo, hopped in the hovercraft and said, you know what? We're going to take this, we're going to run with it. If it works for everybody else, it works for us too. Lily Esports taking shots again onto X-Force, who has to deal with Nina Esports that's on the other side of them. But X-Force is having to work uphill here, so that's not good for them. They're not going to have the best lines of sight. It's not like Ali is here for Lily Esports. She's looking for any line of sight where she can take some good shots, potentially pick off anybody that they can before they have to get moving. Zone isn't going to shift for another 50 seconds, so they've got time to work with.
Yeah, and I feel for Lily Esports, that might have been a little bit too scary of a situation for Rowdy to get knocked out and allowed X-Force to pull up, but luckily keeping themselves calm, cool, and collective, allowing the rest of her team to take on the fight on the other front, wiping out the likes of Serenity. So at least 3 eliminations their way. We're actually talking Lily Esports 3 total eliminations, so them finally getting on the board. We were wondering as well what X-Force's sort of game plan was on rotations. They do have a few vehicles. Some of them will be smoking, but it's better than nothing. And well, for the most part, we turn our sights up towards this western hillside, that top crown sort of jewel point for these teams. Luna Esports, they're wanting a piece of it, and well, it seems like Goexia is not going to be giving it to them.
No, Luna Esports rolled right up to Luna Esports, and Luna Esports already had this area covered. They were ready to go. Goexia looking for an open opportunity, but Luna is pretty spread out right now. They've got 2 members down though, so it's a possibility Goexia here to capitalize on that. Maybe take this entire team out before other teams roll in, because they need to be careful. New Moon Esports is actually showing up on the back side looking for the third party option.
And I feel that's just a huge play for New Moon. They opted to come in south after taking that wipe onto one of those squads earlier on, and then they said, hey, let's just go north. Let's backfill. A lot of these teams tonight have been ignoring teams coming in from the blue zone, and with it being so late in the game, I felt Luna Esports wasn't expecting anyone to be eating the blue zone damage like that, but great opportunity. Now it's just a matter of getting the HP, getting the reset. You got the elimination onto Luna Esports, but you need to understand the lay of the land, and I'm seeing it there. One of those purple squad mates from Katch Esports, they're going to be holding back the duo of New Moon, allowing Luna Esports to get a reset and potentially look at shots onto Goexia, but this mountaintop, it always gets smaller and smaller. The blue zone is closing it out, and well, for the most part, we're still talking top 8 situation here, Bella. There's a lot of teams left to play, and well, if you're anyone on the mountain here, you're honestly just hoping you're near the edge so you don't have to take on everyone in the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a mortar sighting. New Moon Scatty, go, stop shooting her. She's using a mortar, please. Please stop shooting her. Dang it. I was really hoping to see her be able to get that off, but it looks like Katch Esports had a great off-angle shot on her. Unfortunately, she was not able to get that done. Tragic. I would have liked to have seen, because there's a lot of bodies up here on top. It's getting awfully crowded at the top of this mountain, and she could have taken out quite a few people in one shot.
And I mean, this shack here was looking a little bit too crowded. Luckily for Team Control, it's just 2 of them trying to hold on to it, but they've got to drive right into the Lily Esports duo, as well as a Katch Esports third party up from above. So the Batman angle, it comes through. It's actually going to be the nade getting the job done. Lady now for Team Control, the only player left standing for Team Control. Blue zone coming in, not even a vehicle to use. They're going to be down and out. 6th place, Lily Esports now the next team on the sights of Katch Esports' crosshairs. 2 players now fully stacked, and I feel like this is the opportunity. This is where the game starts to unfold for one of these squads, Bella. If they're able to keep all 4 players up on this circle shift, we're going to start seeing a team getting into that double-digit elimination range. Well, on my sights, I'm looking at Katch Esports right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the 3 remaining teams, since X-Force did just go out of the game, the 3 remaining teams all have 4-man standing if Katch Esports is able to get this revive off, which is pretty insane. Of these teams that are standing, Katch Esports has 10 elims to their name. They are taking it personal that they have not gotten the positioning in this tournament that they preferred, and they are doing everything they can to move up this leaderboard. Unfortunately, they're going to have to go through Goexia and the Panthers in order to get this done.
Yeah, and I can't even downplay Goexia, right? They've got 6 elims to their name, but it just shows that Katch Esports is just another level above these other squads in the lobby. The Panthers, unfortunately, only 2 elims. They've got essentially over 700 damage under their way, so it's not like they're playing too passive, but it's all a matter of who's able to land the shots, and it actually looks like Candy finding one onto Soren, the Katch Esports front runner, the player that's been making the magic happen tonight, or at least in this Erangel being the first to fall. So for Katch Esports, how do you apply the pressure back? We get the seat swap. Sage actually finding one with the UMP, the hovercraft. This is what we love to see, the comp play. That sort of in and out gameplay is what you expect when you have such a dominant vehicle like that into the late game. But Goexia says, great, you could play it. We're going to go for the engagement, but they bite off too much more than they can chew, I feel, Bella. And now Goexia, they're the ones on the back foot.
They are, and Soren is cooking in nade. Goexia needs to be careful because they are all grouped together. The nades are coming in. We've got a knock. Soren with the S12K. She gets the knock, and Goexia is down and out. They are down and out. We're down to our 2 remaining teams. The Panthers, 2 of their players are one solo. Katch is looking to clean up on aisle 6. Let's go! Katch Esports with the W.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner, and we can't ignore the fact, by the way, you made mention of it. Both of those other squads, 4 members up. They were essentially having to take 2v4 fights against the Panthers and Goexia. So if you're a team like Katch Esports, we were throwing the question marks out there. Where was the gameplay from the qualifiers? You finished in 3rd, 4th place, whatever the bonus point total was for your team, and now coming in after the halfway point, you coming in with the dominance factor. This is the elimination tally we want to see. And well, for the most part, when it comes to an Erangel game like that, the beautiful part about it, Bella, is this isn't the last game on the night. You've got one more Miramar left, and I'm worried for everyone else in the lobby because seeing a dominant game like that, the snowball factor is going to be coming into effect.
Honestly, this was such a good game. There was an overview that we had earlier right before the end of that, and I swear there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's like 6 teams up on top of this hill. I mean, honestly, if she'd have gotten that mortar off, there's a good chance she could have wiped a few people. It was absolute pandemonium. But for 3 remaining teams to make it all the way to the end with a 4-man squad, what a finish. Absolutely insane, impressive turnout by everybody. Katch Esports doing what they needed to do, though, to come out on top. Super happy for those ladies.
Yeah, and I feel it came down to one team at the compound, Katch Esports, the Panthers holding that ridge line afterwards, and then obviously Goexia stage 2 or so, just sitting right at the top of the hillside. And well, it really could go to anyone at the end of the day. Obviously, when you get in those situations, right, it's really a matter of who's able to play that late game the best. It doesn't matter what your position really looks like for the most part, if you have the fighting shot for it. And well, for Goexia, the Panthers, they gave it their best shot, but when you're against a team like that, that's putting up 17 eliminations. I mean, they picked up 8 of them there at the end game. That's not a team that you're really expecting to come out on top. You'll be satisfied with your top 3. And well, when we get around to the match results, I feel it's going to be very top heavy for the lobby.
17's insane, brother. That's a huge number. Like, let's just call that for what it is. For a team that I have literally been harping on, I feel like, listen, I called it when I said New Moon. You guys got to go win the game. And then they did. And then I called Katch, and I'm like, you guys got to do this. And then they did. I don't know. I love that they're listening. They're clearly watching, and they're like, okay, you know what? I got you, Bella. I got you. Hold on. This is absolutely impressive. 10 rank points, 17 elims, 27 total points. Not anything to take away, though, from, because Goexia with 10 elims, 10 points. My bad. I was looking at the wrong total. Nobody else had anything close to that. Scratch what I was just going to say. That is an impressive showing by Katch Esports.
Yeah, and I feel a lot of it just coming down to the eliminations. That right side tally column, I'm seeing New Moon Esports 6 to their name, and then Nina Esports as well having 4. So some teams, they were making magic happen early on in the lobby, but they didn't convert it to the late game. These other teams on the left side, they made it up into the placements, but if you're not getting those elimination confirmations, you're not getting the points, the damage numbers, the knock tallies. Yeah, it can paint a story in some way, maybe if you're wanting to look at individual player statistics, but it's a team game. You got to make sure you get those points when you need them. Make sure you secure yourself these desperately needed points, because we've seen in a lot of tournaments before, right, Bella? Especially around this halfway point, as well as that end game final grand finals day. It could be down to essentially just one of those 2 points. And it really does come down to maybe just not shooting a player, or potentially just going for the thirst when you need it to.
Yeah, absolutely. Smart plays, people using their head, listening to their IGL, and not panicking. Like, this is what they're made for. They are esports players. They don't panic like us classic players. Leave that to the content creators. Let us panic, because you guys need to keep your heads under control when you know what's going on. And it's very impressive to watch these guys work. Like you said, with the Goexia player who pulled out, jumped into the vehicle, jumped back out of the vehicle. These are plays that are at top tier level. They know what they're doing. I love to see it.
And well, you got to be cooking for the most part, right? We're talking 9 games done. 10th game coming up. We're going to be finishing the night on Miramar for day number 2 of the PMCI Grand Finals. Don't go anywhere, chat. We'll be right back. 4 games down. We're talking just one more remains for day 2 of the PMCI Grand Final Season 1. I'm Enigma, joined alongside, of course, the GOAT, Bella Fox Gaming. And Bella, well, that last game, I know you and I, we got way too hype at the end there. But Miramar, we still have coming underway. I'm just hoping it's the same as last game.
I mean, it's consistently been crazy in the best possible way ever. So I'm excited to see what's gonna, what's gonna come our way this last match. We've got a lot of opportunity. I feel like fires have been lit underneath some butts, and I'm excited to see it because I think we're gonna have a good game. I don't know that I can call it like I have the last 2 games. That's almost, I don't know if I can go with 3-peat, but I'm feeling like we're gonna see some good matches and some good gameplay.
Hey, listen, the 3-peat, someone's got to do it. I mean, it's like riding a bike, right? You never forget after you do it once or twice. And, well, for the game of PUBG Mobile, maybe it's just as easy for some of these players. They just needed to get that sort of fog out of their brain. But with this being the end of the second day, we know this game, after it's all said and done, you've got 5 matches after it. You've only got tomorrow after tonight's final game. And, well, for the most part, you want to make sure, right, that you're at least on that left side page, in that top 7 range when it comes to those overall placements after this final Miramar, because the goal is top 3 in my eyes, Bella. We're playing for $1,000 on the line. 3rd place gets you 200, 300 for second, and then first gets you the grand total prize of 500 schmeckles coming your way. And, well, for the most part, I'd prefer being in first over second and third, Bella.
I mean, I would prefer the $500. I could do a lot more than 500 than I can 300 and or 200. So yeah, I mean, first place is the goal for everybody. What would you spend your 500 on?
Well, I could get a lot of mustaches like what Dave's got. He's able to grow his out, but I definitely can't do that. Maybe I get one of Taylor's rice cookers, but for the most part, we got Halloween coming up. Maybe I just get a lot of bags of candy. I'm a Starburst kind of guy. I like Skittles too at the end of it all, but those 3 Musketeers, man, they start eating away at me. But for the most part, you're wanting to talk about fires underneath people's chairs. Well, the desert's the best spot for those, not even forest fires, but those brush fires, to say the least. Game 5 here, Bella, what are we looking at?
Oh, we're looking at, I mean, it's a great playing path. It's a little eastern located, but it's going to go right up the map. And I feel like most of the ones we've seen them go from east to west, not necessarily very many south to north ones, if any, that I can remember. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting to see. Obviously, I've been seeing X-Force dip off at prison every single time. I'm not sure if everybody has the same playing path, but, of course, I'm dipping straight out and going to Hacienda Del Patron because I need a golden Murado, sir.
That's the winning ticket. Wait, who drops there? Do we remember on Miramar? Who drops at Hacienda? Which squad had the golden Miramar earlier today? Because we haven't made predictions really yet when it comes to it, but I feel I'm just going to pick the golden Murado team this game. They're going to somehow keep it all the way to the late game like it's a classic match and then just start emoting on people.
And that's a fair, like, seriously, it's kind of hard to argue with that one. I'm not even gonna lie.
That logic.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling Luna Esports this time. I'm feeling like they're due, brother. I'm feeling like they're due. I don't know what it is. It's the way the wind shifted on me here, even though I'm sitting in my house. But trust, I'm feeling it's gonna be a Luna Esports situation.
Okay, and I do believe they're due for one, right? They were one of those 2 squads at the start of the day where they didn't have a win under their belt, and now with it being the 10th out of 15 games played, you're really kind of getting limited on that time frame of how many matches left you can have to really get yourself on the board in the winner chicken dinner column. But the team that did land Hacienda, it's going to be Dior is my pick, so anyone that doesn't have the map broadcast open, just the audio, you'll understand what my prediction will be. And, well, for the most part, the map itself centered up just north of Picado, around that power grid mountain area just to the east. So a lot of these teams, it might be a little bit of a repeat of Miramar from match number 2 today, Bella, but I'm hoping the zone shifts a little bit so we can see some different dynamic gameplay coming from these squads.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is obviously one of the biggest maps, second biggest map we have here in PUBG Mobile. So a lot of opportunity, just kind of get yourself landed, get yourself looted up, plenty of places to pick from. I mean, we're looking at a central zone here. So El Pozo's going to be in, La Bendita's going to be in, Water Treatment, Enium, San Martin, lots of places. Los Leones. I mean, we've got options here. So any of those few teams, looks like we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that aren't currently going to be in the zone. They're going to have plenty of time to get looted up, get what they want, and get some positioning. They need to spray paint the front of that Murado. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm waiting on it. The skin. We didn't get it from yesterday. The skin changes, but I'll give them a week or two time to reach out. You know, I get it. You know, time change difference, and you know, carrier pigeons tend to fly slow at this time of year, I think. So at some point we'll get it. The Zero Fox Given logo or the Enigma Fan Club logo, just right on the hood of that golden Murado.
Right on the top. Right on the top.
Right on the top. Just right on the top. Right. Dead center. See, but would you rock a clown out? This is kind of scaring me, bro. Can we go back? Whoever that player was, can we go back to that player? That person's got like a nasty clown on the back of him. Oh, yeah, there we go. Right there. Pepe, see, this is a little too much for me. I don't know if I could rock this backpack skin.
Well, okay, listen, for a comp scene situation, absolutely not. But I love this backpack skin. I rocked this skin. I call it the killer clown skin. Because when you get to the level 3 backpack, he's got 2 little knives that he holds in his hand.
Really?
Yeah. Wait till peep this when it becomes a level 3. It'll be purple, and he'll be holding knives, and I love it. But not, you know, not in its current state. It's a little bright for esports. I'm not gonna lie.
The nose was just a little too weird, and the doll thing. I mean, we all know about Chucky for the most part. At least people around our age demographic. So, not a fan of it. Unfortunately, just creeps me out. I think it's just a clown thing, but nonetheless, we'll have to put a sock in it because Team Serenity, they're getting active. They're on to team control right now. Actually, mentioned one player already off on rotation. This is going to be just outside Chumacera, east of it at the God Church Hill compound. So, big fight coming underway. There's only going to be the 4v4 happening. No possibility of a third party, at least from what I'm seeing in the distance here, Bello. So, your Team Serenity, yeah, you're working with some traps here to your name, but it looks like some people is able to get the job done. And with it being a winner-winner sort of gunfight like that, the 1v1 scenario, I think that just opens it up completely to get a full wipe on the team control.
It really does. I mean, obviously we've got the AKM right here, so that's great. But you can see clearly we are working with straps. She picked out a sniper. You know she didn't pick that up because she wanted it. She picked it up because she had to. We've got level 1 vest out here. We've even got vest. But Lady with the DBS, she was gonna try. Not gonna happen. And team control is out of it just like that. Unfortunate for them. I know that they've been putting in hard work. Obviously, they wanted to move up, and going out first is not the way to make that happen.
Going out first, and the problem is too is that you gotta just sit here and wait to see what the results stand and look like, right? Because you gotta wait. The game's still going on. You understand the leaderboard could be switching up, and with you being team control, one of the teams that had a win from yesterday. Such a dominant performance out of them. I forget which map it was from the 5 played yesterday, but falling so far down, I believe actually coming into this game on that sort of right side leaderboard placement. So in that bottom 7 bracket, you going out as the first team on Miramar, having a win under your belt, I mean, it just doesn't sit well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an unfortunate situation for all of them around. I think it was map 1 that Control took. So yeah, okay. Yeah.
Right off the get-go then.
Right off the get-go. So we've got Lily Esports here. They're going to be driving up and around, just taking a look around. I mean, obviously, I don't know what they can see, but there's actually people on every side of them. I just don't think they realize it yet. Logistically, they actually have Phyra IXIA to their left. They've got Moon Esports to their north. They've got the Panthers to the east. And coming up to the south of them is Moon Esports, and they're all in vehicles. So, you know, it may seem like a quiet moment for Lily Esports right now, but I think that that's going to be a short-lived situation for them. So hopefully they're loaded up as much as they would like to.
Listen, as long as it's not quiet in a sense of you bringing the pain train to people, you're fine with it. Now, if you're a Lily Esports fan and you're seeing your players get knocked and kind of executed on top of the mountaintop, then you're going to maybe start ringing those alarms, to say the least. But thankfully for them, it looks like a lot of these teams, even though they are getting closer to Lily Esports, they are going to be stopping just short of the spot. Maybe just kind of having that spider sense of understanding, yeah, that spot at the top, even though it looks so good, it's that little bit of cheese under the box. You understand that it's definitely a trap if you were to go that way. We see Circle 2, though, pulls down southeast towards the Los Leones, actually still being a majority part of that circle shift. So Lily Esports, Luna Esports, as well as Phyra IXIA, they will have to move in, at least trying to look for it. They were looking for it, a centralized position in the next circle shift. But full slam comes through. We're looking at Dior Esports versus the Panthers. My team of choice off of the Golden Murano versus the Panthers, who I feel today we've seen them in a lot of great moments, but just haven't been able to close it out too well here tonight, Bella. I'm interested in seeing if they could potentially finish off strong on this Miramar.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think that it's going to be happening for Dior Esports. They've got one member down right now of a two-man team, so that's going to leave a solo up unless Dr. Pepe can get res, but I don't think that it's going to happen. The Panthers are looking to finish them out. They need all the points they can. They were sitting in second place last time we checked, so they need all the points that they humanly possibly can, if not to pull out the chicken dinner. I feel like if anybody is going to be aggressive, in addition to the first place team, it's going to be the people that are in second and third place for sure.
See, now, the Panthers are there, right? And they're eliminating my squad, Dior, that has the Golden Murano. If they take the Golden Murano, do I technically, like, transfer mathematician possibility? Like, does my team just become the Panthers if they take the Golden Murano belt? Am I given that?
So, because we don't have shaved eyebrows as a bet, I definitely think that it should work that way. Because you didn't actually call the team, you called the car.
Yeah, the car.
So, as the car transfers ownership, so does the team and so does your pick. So I think that it's only fair that your pick goes with that. So yeah, I'm 100%.
Okay, yeah. You were looking at the fine print for me. Thank you very much.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't read for the most part. I mean, that's just too difficult. I just start pinging stuff and hope that I can see the distance, to say the least. But fortunately for some of these teams, they've actually already lost casualties. I'm looking at Nina Esports, unfortunately, losing one player early on. Stellaris, Luna Esports, as well as Dior, of course, like we just saw, losing 3 members. So a lot of teams taking early casualties, but the only squad that I feel is really kind of coming out on top of it so far, we're looking at the elimination totals here, it's going to be Serenity. 4 elims total. They're one of those squads that we've seen so many times tonight come through, be able to get the eliminations under their belt, and unfortunately just not make it into that top 2 situation. So for a squad that I've seen that I've wanted to really give props to, it's just, I need to see more signs of life coming into this last game tonight.
Oh, I absolutely agree to that. And oh my gosh, is that Katch Esports launching mortars? Launching mortars? Absolutely impressive. I love to see this. I'm not sure which one of them is. Is it Soren? I think it might be Soren. It might be Soren.
It's gotta be. He's not.
She absolutely knows where Ari is. Yes, it is Soren. Now listen, if we could just pick, please land perfect. I need to see
we're
this.
Looking up at it. That's cheating.
I mean, listen, can you imagine? Can you imagine having to run around underneath an incoming mortar and try to dodge that? I mean, that is a level of stress that I was not prepared for when I downloaded PUBG Mobile. I didn't know that that's the way things were gonna go. Poor Ari doesn't know whether to look straight or whether to look up. That's absolutely insane.
See, now, I haven't been around mortars enough, so I don't know if it's harder for me to dodge a frag grenade at my feet, because then you don't know the timing, or a mortar in the air that you basically can't hear coming at you all the way from downtown. And I honestly am kind of surprised we're not shooting more off. Obviously, one of the teammates could have just kind of done a ping and given that distant marker and kind of been that sort of eagle eye in the sky like we see in those military movies with the snipers, where it's like the scouter and the binoculars, and it's like, no, you gotta be 30, 40 meters back more. But seems like Katch Esports, they're not going to be falling into the prey just yet. They actually are going to be the squad that's really only on, we're able to actually maybe even pull up the map in a little bit here if we can, production, because they're the only team Bella, I'm seeing it on this eastern side of the map. Everything below them and everything to the right, completely free for the taking for Katch Esports.
It's absolutely insane. Although I gotta give it to Ari, you know, like insane. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to call that. Fortitude, whatever. Like, fearless in the face of mortars. They're coming into her face, but and is chilling there by herself while her teammates are, you know, a little bit farther away. And they're a 3-man team, so it's not even like they've got all 4 of them up here, which is kind of crazy. But X-Force is ready to get involved, and they are landing shots down onto New Moon. Not what New Moon wants to see. They are already down a member, and they've got another knocked member, so they're potentially looking at a 2-man team if they're able to secure that second unit.
Yeah, it's not even like it wasn't X-Force that got that first initial New Moon player. It was both players getting knocked from the same team. So if you're X-Force, you understand this team in front of us, 2-man, 2v4 situation. I'm seeing 2 free points on the board for the taking. And with that circle shift, you'll understand that, hey, a lot of teams, they're not going to be rotating to our side of the map. We're going to be able to take this engagement if it was to get a little bit sketchier than it did play out to be. But for X-Force, it seems like they're going to play it a little bit slower, make sure that no one's ratting around on the edge of the circle. But with it being pulled all the way up towards that graveyard northeast area, even Lop indeed to that crater that's in the center of the map is still in play for the taking. So a lot of room to work with still. Question mark is going to be which path do you take to get to those points of interest, because a lot of them are already free for the take.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you've got, well, actually, now we've got Burn in Silence, who, I'm sorry, is that person down? They are. Oh, Burn in Silence is actually a solo. No, they've got 2 members down. 2 members up right now. Third member is down, though, and they're back up. Okay, we're a 3-man team right now. We are a 3-man team right now, and I'm not even sure who they were fighting.
I want to
say
might have
finished it off.
Yeah, I want to say it was maybe Phyra IXIA. Phyra's got 1 elimination, and 1 of Burn in Silence is gone, so definitely seems to be the math adding up. We're talking this is going to be all the way at Power Grid, so out on the western edge. Their lucky Stellaris chose to rotate south, not north into them, so the reset was able to come through, at least as the 3-man. Question mark's going to be where they choose to rotate in next. Their front running spots are going to be towards Moon Esports' Nicole. Solo splitting off towards the west side, as well as Goexia 4 stacking 1 of the compounds. But we want to know what X-Force is going to do, Bella. It looks like they might have just found the duo of New Moon Esports, but with the circle so close, it looks like they're actually opting not to take the fight. They're going to be taking the rotate.
Yeah, they are. And we've got one of their team members is actually driving fairly close to Katch Esports. And Soren is looking for the potential opportunity, taking shots, letting them know, A, this is our compound. And B, if you come any closer, I'm going to take you down. Best is taking shots and getting hit. Not sure if it's by them or not, but they are getting caught up in a situation with New Moon. And X-Force looks like they're turning back to New Moon, but Taro and Katch Esports is looking on for the third-party option onto X-Force.
Yeah, and that was the duo in the compound. I really thought X-Force was either going to commit fully or just completely ignore themselves from the equation and try to find the rotation in, but it just seems like they got caught in the open, not really deciding what they wanted to do. Esports duo here, Taro and Skage, excuse me, getting nice damage down, allowing New Moon Esports to be able to get the cleanup just as a duo in the compound. And we turn our sights to the inside. Diablo, A Prime doesn't find the mark. The S12K does come through, trying to ignore the molly inside, spreading completely into that little 1-story shack. But they hear the vehicles. They understand the clock is ticking. You're essentially playing for just eliminations at this point. And well, Vichella, she will be able to get 1. X-Force solo down on the mountaintop just at 1 HP. Will be able to get the med kit off, but everyone else, you're struggling, Bella. You're needing to understand the situation. And, well, if you're not Katch Esports, you still got to look for this engagement, look for the elimination, because if you allow Katch Esports to get the point themselves, you're going to be struggling, just waiting for that leaderboard to show up at the end of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is not, again, we don't want to be fighting here in the blue. If you can't secure it almost immediately and get it taken care of, then you guys need to get on out of there. Katch Esports, X-Force, and Nina Esports all have, or I'm sorry, New Moon Esports all have these team members in the blue. They're going to start eating through these meds, and it's not going to last long. So somebody's going to have to make a decision, whether it's to leave or engage, but you got to make a decision.
Listen, they say it's to be or not to be. No, it's to leave or not to leave. And unfortunately for X-Force, they're having to leave on foot while the duo of New Moon Esports has the vehicles from all of the X-Force players' slammings. Even though it's one of those Sonic buggies, you're sticking out like a sore thumb on the top. I'd rather be on the back of that than running into this next circle shift. And thankfully enough for New Moon, it actually looks like Katch Esports decided to rotate all the way in towards La Bendita to the crater there. Turn our sights now towards Lily Esports. This is the player that was having to deal with the mortars this season. I think it's already actually having to deal right with the mortars from Katch Esports. So, squad coming in from the west towards that Picado solo compound. And, well, even though Lily Esports, they still have to move in. The thankful part of Elmo is that they're so close to the zone is that they can see the spot. Goexia is the team that's struggling, and that's why we see this team, even though they're not in the circle, they technically are when they look at it from a full perspective.
Absolutely, and not only that, and that's a big fat if Goexia makes it through this, they're going to have to deal with burning silence, and Lily Esports can also see them. So everybody right here, Lily Esports is just having the pick, they've got all the picks. They can shoot anybody they want. Landed shots onto Biscuit with the knock. Tara with the knock onto Biscuit. Absolutely impressive, and she's got all this coverage up here. Oh, but I love to see it. You've got Manu is going to put Allie into the vehicle. Now this is great. Hopefully, dude, I hope she gets in. I hope she gets in. That is a lot of effort, baby. I need you to floor that vehicle as humanly fast as it can. Get in there. Get in there, please. Stop.
Oh, no.
She's going to make it. I don't think so. No, she didn't make it. Oh, it was such good effort. It was, dude. I am so impressed, though. That's the fortitude and the foresight to think of that. But unfortunately, Manu is getting Molly's lobbed from New Moon Esports at this moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just the headshot pulling up. She actually would have preferred if Nanu was the one to get the shots down in there because she was full HP. But nonetheless, you got to look for the engagement. And even though you lost 2 players, it's still a 2v2 fight. When you launch the elimination feed, and, well, it makes it easy if they start standing so close together. The knock comes through, and, well, when it's all said and done, I thought X-Force was going to be the team eliminated first, but it will be New Moon just before them in 11th place. Lots of solos, lots of duos. I'm counting 4 teams of just either a solo or duos left to their name, Bella. And, well, for the remainder people in this lobby, being a 2-man against some of these 4-man rosters, it's really just kind of this uphill battle of if you can really even take some of these engagements. With it being Miramar, the range might save you, but for the Panthers, though, it looks like they're not wanting to have any sort of range between their enemies. They're getting right up close and personal on the Katch Esports.
And this is not what Katch Esports is looking for. This type of engagement fight is unfortunate for them. They've already got 1 team member down, so they're a 3-member team. Melly having to deal with the Mollys that are holding her off from running upstairs and picking up, I believe it was Soren right now. But Tara with the oversight, but having to deal with Luna Esports in the back end, who is trying to third-party the situation. Soren, unfortunately, isn't going to receive any help. And off in the distance is also Burning Silence. Melly, or X-Force, is going to get the pickup, though. Side note, pickup. That Mission Impossible that she went for cleaned up Lily Esports, and Melly also from the Panthers goes down.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's just this whole sort of factor when you're in the center of the compound, the center of the circle, every team's going to be looking at you, so you're having to stuck yourselves inside between a rock and a hard place, or at least in between the closets, to say the least. But for Katch Esports, they were so spread out, Bella, on the ridge line. They didn't have all 4 of their members in the compound, and, well, when everyone else starts shooting you, it allows plays like this from the Panthers to come out to fruition. And even though they were a duo, they were able to stick together, stick to their ways, and ultimately clean up the rest of the building. And, well, when it comes to that circle shift, the Panthers are desperately loving the PUBG Mobile gods. The shift does come through, and, well, for the most part, they're going to be in that next circle shift. Another key note to pay part to is going to be X-Force here. The solo somehow still alive. This has to be at least 1,000 meters, Bella, I felt this player's ran just to get into the circle.
They have, and I want to point this out right now. While we were watching the other engagement, before we transferred over to that, I saw her on the ground. She was right there at the blue zone's edge, and she was creeping up on Lily Esports, who had a downed player at the time. They were trying to get themselves collected back together, and I thought maybe she's going to try to sneak on over there and pop up and pick off the 2v1, ringing the remaining solo, and it looks like she did. So insane heads-up play to take out the remaining member of Lily Esports and to be able to make it into this next zone. Impressive.
And I think thankfully for her, 4 elims, all 4 on the back of her. So nonetheless, great performance. We do see the Katch Esports solo potentially up on the hillside there on the right. We might see Sage, but the cover, the placements, they weigh too much in value. Unless she maybe has a suppressor on her gun. I'm not sure if she'd go for it. She does do it. The UMP shots come through, and we're going to make the mad dash for the boulder, the hard cover. That might actually be in play there as well, fellas. So that's going to be another placement going their way off the elimination. And, well, unfortunately for Burn and Silence, they had to make the mad dash farther across the circle. They're going to be eliminated. Top 4 situation, 2 solos, a duo of the Panthers, and the trio squad remaining for Luna Esports. It's definitely anyone's game, and well, with it being stage 6, we're talking 2 more circle shifts after this. X-Force definitely might have this in the bag still.
It absolutely might. Anything is possible. But right now, as it stands, Luna Esports has the most team members up. I want to point out that I chose Luna Esports to get the W on this game. So if they are able to pull this out, I am going back to back to back with my predictions in one way or another. Absolutely insane. But I think I just saw another mortar go off. Is that what I am seeing? Production?
It's gotta be.
Hit me with the mortars. Who is shooting it? I need to know.
Let's see. It might be one of the Panthers players. Oh my goodness.
Stop
I landed
shooting,
right on the vehicle.
Oh,
it
and
is.
it blew up.
There
It blew up.
How many does he got? How many does she got though? One? Oh, we're sending up.
One left.
See, look at this though. Yummy is pinging from the TPP angle to give the distance marker for Goat. So that's the reason why she's able to get so, and oh my goodness, why she's able to get so close to it.
They
Please
moved
tell
their
me you have more ammo.
vehicles.
We need to just have it. If you have a mortar, you have unlimited ammo. Thoughts?
Oh my, could you imagine? I mean, that would, dude, it would be amazing. The actual aerial gunfights that we would see going on.
Oh yeah.
People would spend half the time staring in the air if that was the case, because they'd always be worried about something dropping on their head. I'm not opposed to it, honestly. I think it would be fun.
Hey, it's Bird. It's plain. Nah, it's just a mortar. You thought it was a frag or a molly or maybe even a flash grenade? Nah, it's just one of those mortars coming down on you. But nonetheless, everyone's still opting to play it slow. The circle is shifting still. 2, if not 1 second remaining, and well, it actually pulls all the way up dead north here onto the Luna Esports squad. So the Panthers duoed in the shack. I believe they're actually playing the backside of it, not to get fragged out, trying to play the guessing game, the numbers, the probability of what would be the safest for them when it all comes said and done. And unfortunately for the rest of the lobby, I'm looking at it, everyone else other than maybe NK from X-Force, they're gonna have a struggle really getting in this next circle. Oh.
X-Force and Luna have joined up teams, it appears. Listen, X-Force is like, okay, listen, I'm going to help you take out the Panthers, and then we can talk about it on the back end. Potentially, we've got, obviously, Nina Esports that's just hanging out of the backside. But, you know, you got to love the gentleman shake from X-Force because they know that Luna Esports is right here. Now, I don't think anybody knows about Nina Esports, though. Barbie has an insane position right now. She could do, if she has a nade, that could spell insane trouble for Luna Esports. Thankfully, she did not. No, Bobby, no.
Wait, they got the X-Force player. That's the solo. That's going to be a placement down, and there goes the last one for Nina Esports. So, off of both solos going down, it's going to be the Panthers coming out, trying to get the engagement, but Luna Esports, they didn't have any players get knocked there. It's going to be the winner chicken dinner to finish off the night, and well, Bella, I'm going to say it. I think you might be a surgeon or something. 3 for 6 on the day. You might be hurt.
I am definitely her, brother. I am definitely her. I am feeling it in my veins. What do I need I don't know what I need to do right now. Like, I'm so pumped. I want to go out and do something. I'm going to go buy some lottery tickets. I'm going to do something because holy, it's flowing through me right now, my man. It's the power. I might be.
So you might be turning purple or something. The Infinity Stones or something. Thanos coming out of you. And I'm not sure if that's just toxicity or just being the wizard herself. But for the most part, of course, you're starting to feel the power. And as much as you hate doing the predictions, it always feels good when you get it right. And for the most part, Moon Esports, they were the team that was due right. We talked about it before the game. We talked about it at the start of the show. 2 teams on the top 7. New Moon Esports, Luna Esports, both of those squads today, Bella, got the winner chicken dinners under their belt. And I do believe as well, some teams on the right side column as well, getting wins under their belt. So for you and I, what we asked for at the start of the show, I felt we checked off all the boxes today.
I mean, it honestly couldn't go any better than what we were asking the team. Like you said, I mean, I'm just going to run it over real quick just to make sure it's cemented in everybody's brain. The teams that didn't get the chicken dinners, we asked them to do it. They did. The team on the right side that was Katch, I was like, I'm going to need you ladies to step it up. They came in and got second place, and they came in and won the game with 17 elims, which was absolutely unheard of. I mean, like I said, our predictions are just off the chart tonight. Everybody stepped up and did what they needed to do. This is quite possibly the most exciting second day I've ever been a part of.
Well, the crazy thing too is you wanted to say at the end of yesterday, I want day 2 to be spicier, that Thai spicy compared to day 1. And I felt like we've reached that sort of standard. And now with this being day 2, it's the end of game number 10 out of 15 on the tournament, Bella. We've got one more day left. After the overalls, we're going into tomorrow's matches, and then it's just who's going to be able to finish out on top.
Oh, this day 3 is going to be so very important, especially for these teams that are fighting so hard. They have literally, some of these teams have clawed back from the very, bottom of this list. Other teams have literally not gotten the chicken dinners. They've done everything they needed to do, and they just weren't able to clutch it on day 1. And day 2, everything is working out for them. So that means going into day 3, the stakes are even higher. It's going to be wild.
Oh, wild indeed. And for the most part, I feel when it comes to the overalls, when we do get a chance to look at it, I'm interested in seeing what that point spread is going to look like. I feel at the top of the show, start of the day, we were saying after 5 games, yeah, give or take 9, 10, 11 points, whatever the number was. With all the teams from the bottom performing and those middle of the pack squads shutting down the top teams outside of X-Force, I feel that point spread, it's still basically going to be the same in my eyes. 1 game difference, maybe a win difference, not just 5 or 6 placement points needed to pass it up, but nonetheless, 1 game when it comes down to 5, that leaves it open on the door for anyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, between second place at one point when we were looking at that, second place to 8th place, I think it was a 10-point spread. I mean, that's literally the entire first page and starting into the second page. That's nothing. 10 points is nothing. Absolutely nothing. So yes, we've had some major shifting, but the teams that needed to shift in did. So I feel like things are gonna be so close here. It's less of a pull away situation and more of a condensing situation, which is exactly what I want to see going into the 3rd day, because I don't know what's above Thai hot, whatever it, what ghost pepper. We're going ghost pepper hot, brother.
Ghost pepper. See, now you're never gonna get me to eat one of those things. I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna be looking like a pepper when it's all said and done. But for the most part, would you try one of those? Maybe we get it in chat here. Sub goal challenge for Bella Fox Gaming. We get some number. We eat a ghost pepper on stream. What are the odds of that? 1 in 1,000?
You know what?
What's the
I mean,
goal
as
here?
long as I have 1 in 1,000, maybe, for sure. I'd be willing to do that. I mean, with a ghost pepper, I'm gonna have to wear gloves and stuff. That stuff's insane. That's some legit heat. I don't know what the Scoville numbers look like, but I know that it's up there, man. And I'd be willing to do it. I love everybody.
Okay. Well, chat, make sure to make note of it, as well as right now we're talking up there on the board. We're looking at the leaderboard right now. Overall, the end of day 2, for the PMCI Grand Finals. X-Force Bella, first place, 86 points. The Panthers, Second place, 83 points. Third place, New Moon Esports, 82 points. We're talking a 4-point difference between the top three, the money placements for the tournament. And when you go down afterwards, it's essentially just a 1-game spread.
Dude, this is exactly, we couldn't ask for a better ending. Are you kidding me? There is nobody here that can take a break. I'm so happy for that too, because a runaway team is just gonna, you know, they might play it hard, they might not. Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to have these other teams that, you know, would probably hot drop and not take it seriously. We're not in that kind of situation. We're in a situation where everything that they do, every decision that they make, every kill that they get is going to matter. Every placement point. So these ladies are in a literal fight for their life in order to get, well, maybe not a fight for their life, but you know what I'm saying here, to get into these top 3 positions. This is anybody. Well, for the most part, this is the majority of anybody's games. Unfortunately, I feel like a few of these teams here at the bottom, they're going to be out of this, you know, out of the running for that. But for a lot of these teams, it's a possibility.
Well, if you were to ask me at the start of the show for day 1, you know, are you going to expect 9 out of 14 to be in the running for first place going into the final day of grand finals? It's definitely a no in my eyes, or my voice to say the least. But coming into it after all the matches, we've seen so many of these girls in squads together be able to perform in ways that most teams haven't been able to replicate in more than 1 game, and they do it consistently. And for the most part, it's not just 3 or 4 teams, it's 9 squads. It's so crazy that I have to be referencing a number so large like that. I can barely reach that on my fingers, to say the least. And for the most part, when I see these sort of lobbies coming into tomorrow, we've only got 5 games, Bella. I'd like to see more, just to see more of these sort of players come through and be able to perform the way they have the last 2 days. But it always comes to an end, and unfortunately for day 2, we're here now.
I know. I'm actually sad that we've reached the end of this, because this has just continued to ramp up and be more exciting and more entertaining. We're bringing more mortars to the table. I love it that they're continuing to do all of this, and nobody is folding under the pressure. That's what I find impressive. The teams that need to step up are absolutely doing that, while the teams that are currently up there are holding their spots. Nobody is folding under any of this pressure, which is just going to make it that much more exciting going into day 3. I cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow. Holy spicy!
Well, spice indeed. You're not going to be seeing us tomorrow eating any ghost peppers, but tomorrow, final day of grand final, 7 p.m. EST. Make sure to follow that Instagram, org_control, for the updated scores and registration info for future tournaments, as well as if you're watching the broadcast right now, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Get that notification going to catch the broadcast tomorrow. Make sure you're in tune for anything and everything competitive PUBG Mobile. I'm Enigma, joined alongside me the GOAT, Bella Fox Gaming. Shout out to production, shout out to you guys at home watching, and of course, shout out to the players. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Battlegrounds.